old school. If you find a lender that does that, you probably ought to.
Run away.
What about a lot of bumps in the way?
You're going to have bumps because it's not that system. It's not that, you know, the old school way is completely. What happens is so many things have changed with lending that if the loan officer is operating in that way, there's probably other things that is missing the boat as well, right? It's a new time, right?
Didn't that change after the recession in 2008 when
Yes,
the crashed?
it did. Yeah. It's a very recent change. The DU system is, well, it's always been there, but so widely utilized has been after 2010. So it's been since I've been in the biz. We used to do pre-quals, and that used to be the question: is it a pre-qual? Drew, thank you for your offer. Is it a pre-qualification or is it a pre-approval? And sometimes we'd have to call the lender. You have pre-qualification on this letter. Did you approve them or did you? Oh no, I approved them. Let me change that on the letter. It used to be a thing. It's not anymore. Okay? Number 3, expectation setting on the what's, when's, and how's. Again, we've said this so many times. Setting the expectations is so vital to the success and health of the transaction. Huh?
What page are you on?
I'm on page 26 of session 7 right now. We're doing a little review. Does anybody need any paperwork? I've got it for session. Actually, I have it for all 8.
Thank you. Thank you.
Is there somebody else? You got it on your computer, Carlos? So, you're setting the expectations for the lender, and you're setting expectations for that meeting with the lender so that when the client and the lender get together, it's smoother. Yeah?
You know what to say.
And use a lender where you guys are on the same page. You want a lender that's going to edify you. Do you know what I mean by edify you? What does that mean?
Build you up.
Build you up. And build that team. Right? That lender's we're gonna reemphasize how you guys work together and how great as a realtor, her clients always get the house. Like you want somebody that's gonna edify you, build you up. You guys want to be on the same page, speak in the same language, so that when you're setting the expectation, you want a lender that'll tell you, hey, next time when you meet with somebody, tell them how crucial it is that they go get their paperwork together right away. They don't have to have it when they talk to me on the phone. But man, if they got it to me like by the next day, we could speed this process up. Because that's very true, by the way.
Yes.
If you tell your clients, by the way, you can just have a phone call with so-and-so, with Hadia. You can just have a phone call with Hadia, and she can get you pre-approved. But the sooner you can round up your 2 years tax returns, your 2 months bank statements, and your 2 months pay stubs, and get them over to her, the faster we can have the approval. Then when Hadia tells the client that, oh, that's the thing Carlos already told me about, right? It verifies and validates what, are you with me?
Yeah.
That all comes with the setting expectations. Reinforcing loan requirements to the buyer. That kind of goes along, that's self-explanatory. Unexpected events. So make sure you talk about circumstances and things that can happen. Make sure you talk about the fact that they should not take out any new credit. Now your lender, your loan officer should talk with them about this. Not taking out any new loans, not taking out a credit card. Don't go down to Home Depot and buy the fridge on the Home Depot account with 0% interest for 2. Don't do it. Right? Don't you guys know this? Don't do it. No new credit, no new nothing, no refinancing a car, nothing without the prior approval of the loan officer. And the underwriter. The loan officer shouldn't even be the loan officer should call the underwriter. Hey, is it okay if Carlos refinances his car and saves $50 a month?
No.
You want the underwriter to be involved in that decision, not even just the loan officer.
So Does that matter the case, how much money you're being approved and how much?
Doesn't
money-
matter.
No?
It doesn't matter. You could be Gordy Goldballs. It doesn't matter. Because, and it's happened. I had some pretty well-to-do folks. They own a couple of restaurants. They own a landscaping company, and they were buying a home, and they're putting $50,000 down. You know, which doesn't sound like a lot, but in Ridgecrest, when you're buying a $300,000 house, 50 grand down is, I feel like 15%, right? So they're putting 15% down. They made good money, and he saw this truck down at Ford, and he went in and he bought it, and they were doing some special at the credit union, like 1.9 interest or something, so he went ahead and financed it. And he comes rolling up to the home inspection in his new truck, and I went, Caesar, what are you doing? And he's like, oh, I got a good deal, don't worry about it. I'm like, so sure enough, 2 days later, I got the phone call, we can't do the loan. So Caesar runs down to the credit union, says, take the $50,000 out of my savings and pay the truck off. And he paid the truck off, and he comes right, because he had money. He runs the thing down to me, send this to them, I send it to them, and they said, we don't care.
What?
Because it showed a habit. Something showed, made that underwriter feel uncomfortable. Because what underwriters know is that there's a pattern of behavior. When someone buys a home, their spending goes up by 22% immediately after. Probably buying stuff for the house, right? So they already know that. So if he's exhibiting this behavior now, it made them uncomfortable. We had to go to a new lender and start over, disclose the whole truck deal, and they were fine with it, and the seller was unwilling to give us an extension. And the buyer lost their deposit because the buyer was negligent. That's why they didn't get the loan.
And even if they refinance and
Tough.
and reduce the payment,
And even though he paid the truck off
So,
and had the money in the bank, the underwriter
it's not a matter of, having the money or you having a high score, it's just like I said, a habit, a principle
Right.
that you're gonna go
right.
by.
They're looking at the habits as well as the underwriters are looking at everything. They're looking at the whole person and the house and the whole thing. You know. And now we gotta keep in mind, this was back in 2000. Let's see, I was already at Coldwell Banker. So this was already like in 2011 and 12. So we were coming out of the recession. So things were definitely tighter then.
Yeah.
I don't know if that same thing would happen in 2020. I think it's a little bit looser now than it was then. I don't want to leave any room for error, right? I explain to my people, you can't do it. Then when they hear it from the loan officer, it reinforces what you say. You can't do it. Okay. Post-approval lockdown is not really a thing we do anymore. It's still available. That means that you could pay money, a buyer could pay money to lock a rate today while they were shopping. And not many buyers want to do that because rates are not crazy. We're not seeing, when you're in a market where the market's pretty volatile and the interest rates are moving between reasonable and unreasonable, then you might be inclined to pay a couple $1,000s to lock it down. But in this market, it goes from 3 3/8 to 4. It does not, the effect is not enough to pay $2,000 to lock a rate down. And if you just wait a couple days, it'll be back to 3 3/8, right? So it's not really done. And then the loan closing, and then you talk to them about how the closing will work, okay? So I just thought that might help you, had you not gone over that.
Doesn't the lender ask you if you wanna lock the rate? Does the lender ask you if you wanna lock the rate that he's giving you on that particular day, so?
Usually they ask you that when you send them the contract.
So you don't have to pay any money.
They don't
but you
usually
can lock the
ask,
rate.
huh?
I say you don't have to pay any money, but if you can lock your rate.
You have to pay to lock your rate before you're in contract. You do not have the flexibility of locking your rate before you're in contract on a house. That doesn't work. Can't do it. Unless you pay money. And it's not usually worth it in this world right now that we're living in, the market that we're living in. You can't lock a rate unless you've got a contract.
Well, that's what I mean.
So once you have the contract,
Yeah.
then you send to the lender, then the lender will ask you, are you ready to lock? Right, and that doesn't cost you any money. I'm saying prior to contract.
Oh,
So while you're shopping, you can lock your rate. That's something that is an option, but the buyer has to pay for that option. Once it goes into contract, there's no cost. Well, there's no cost for, well, there is a cost. I'm saying there's no cost, and that's not accurate information. There is a cost. It's already built in. So if you're selecting a 30 or a 45-day lock, it's already built into the rate that they're disclosing. If you want a 60-day lock, there'll be a charge for that. If your lock expires, there'll be a charge for relock, for extending the lock. So if there's a 60-day lock, usually the lender will wait 15 days to lock it. Make sense? Okay, any other thing you guys want to add to the last for Mundle Day? Any questions, comments, concerns on finding buyers? Did you do your homework?
Yes.
Nice. All right, so that means you made 10 contacts a day. So today's Wednesday day, so that means Monday and Tuesday, that's 20 contacts, right?
Right.
I only have about 12.
Thought you meant what to do.
12 contacts. 12, okay.
No, we have like 5.
5. Who else? How many, Keisha?
15.
15. Christine, how many? 8. Monica, how many?
6.
6. Brendan, how many? 10.
I've got 10, but I have an appointment to show on Saturday.
10 and an appointment.
Woohoo!
Got like 5, but I have an appointment too.
5.
Even 1 is good.
One of those
Zero.
is a buyer's consultation.
A buyer consultation.
0.
0.
Oh, I have the listing appointment as well.
And a listing appointment back there. Okay,
Potential client.
I'm going to tell you what I tell my son.
Oh, no.
So, who am I held accountable to?
Well, depends.
Myself?
What?
Drew. I'm not saying like in the I. No, Drew Hawkins. Who am I held accountable for in this role that I have as productivity coach of this market center? Who am I accountable to?
Amy?
Ultimately,
Amy?
and Sam. Right? I mean, and Garrett and Adam. But ultimately, right? So what if so if we're supposed to get 20 and we got 12, we're about a C, right? We're running about a C. We're running, somebody got 0, that's an F all day long and twice on Sunday, right? We got 5, that's an F. Are you following me?
Yes.
Give her a D.
What happens,
Thank you.
oh, I'll give her a D.
Thank you.
What happened if I show up like a C, D, or an F? What would happen?
You're never going to go to the university.
Well, a lot of things can happen.
And you're gonna get-
One of them being fired,
I would be reintroduced to the marketplace, would I not?
Yeah.
that's the worst case scenario. But you know why?
I would be reintroduced to the marketplace, right?
Yeah.
What happens if my son doesn't do his essay that he was assigned? And he gets a what?
F.
He gets an F. How many of those until what happens to that grade level? Huh?
Drops. The grade level drops. And then they'll get.
He's done. He has to repeat the 7th grade.
Yeah.
Well, what if you got extra credit? Can we get extra credit?
We don't have enough extra credit. We don't have enough extra credit. Are you following what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're failing.
You are failing. You are failing, and you should be fired.
No.
You should be reintroduced to the marketplace. If that's what we established, my 7th grader didn't do his essay, he failed that, he failed something else, and now he's held back. Okay, there's accountability and consequences for his actions. If I show up like a C, D, or an F, we establish that I'm being reintroduced to the marketplace. So why wouldn't the same be true for you? Because you're your own boss, and you're not firing yourself. Yet. Why do I say yet?
Fire myself.
Huh?
I cannot fire myself.
Oh, I argue that you are. You're in the process, you're in the firing process right now.
Because see, if I fire myself, those 12 contacts are going to go down to 0.
What do I
So
mean
now
when I
you're
say...
looking for someone and
So what do I mean when I say you're firing yourself?
Because sooner or later you don't gonna have money to pay your bills, and you have to be running looking for another job.
We recently had somebody leave the market center who is fairly new in the business. Do you know about this?
What?
It happens all the time. It doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter. Because it happens all the time.
You
This
don't
is
wanna
my
tell us
point.
the name when you start telling
Why
us.
do they leave? Why do they leave?
Because they failed.
Not the market. They left the business, by the way. They left the industry.
oh, well.
Not the market center. They
They
left
failed.
the industry.
They gave up.
What did they do?
It's too hard for them.
They fired themselves.
And broke.
And what was the final breaking point?
What didn't they do?
Huh?
I said, what didn't they do?
Right. They kept failing. They failed over and over again, right? And they weren't failing in the sense of I make a mistake and we fail forward to learn from the mistake and pick ourselves up and move on. No, they failed in the sense of repeatedly, knowingly, not doing the activities that they knew they had to do to be successful. And eventually got tired of having the result that they put in for.
How long were they in?
Right? If my son wrote his essay and turned it in on time, he would receive a grade higher than an F. He would be graded on the merit. Now, if he ended up getting a D because he didn't write it very well, then that's a fail forward, right? We learn from what we did wrong, we rewrite the essay and make it better. That's different. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about a failure to actually take the action that's needed to advance your business forward. What if Gloria and I just didn't show up today? What if we just decided we're going to go to Starbucks and have coffee today instead? You wouldn't have session 8. Are you with me?
Yes.
So what are you going to do differently?
Do it.
You can't expect the results that you desire unless you put in the action and activities to get the desired result. It's not going to happen. Nothing happens for free. As T.D. Jakes says, nothing just happens. You got to do something. Yeah?
Yes.
Are you with me?
Yes.
All right, so today you're going to be talking about finding and showing homes. Are you revved up and excited?
Yes.
Because you today get the privilege and the honor of having a facilitator that's been in the business for 10 years?
14 years.
14 years. She is a capper. She is a dreamer. She is like one for creating, like, blowing my mind with her vision board. She creates these vision boards every year. She even runs a class on the east side where everybody brings materials and they build out a vision board for that year. It's a phenomenal activity. You guys should like get involved in that if you can. She is bright, shiny, full of love and compassion, and you guys are going to be blessed today from Miss Gloria Ocegueda. There you go. You hit this button to advance the slides forward.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I love the introduction. I don't know, I didn't know that he knew so much about me.
He knows everything.
That's my job.
Let me grab my second eyes. I'm gonna start with the introduction on one of paragraph of the Red Book. Everything that we learn in each class is being taken from the Red Book, the Real Estate Millionaire Edition. And I want you to understand this. These systems, these models are being built through the conversations of the top producers, not just from Keller Williams, but from the whole nation. They were interviewed, asking questions, what it was work for them. So they filtrated and they put it together to create these systems and models. And it were combined in a simple, effective way to be followed for all real estate. It's not about your behavior style, it's not about your nationality, it's not about anything. It's about doing the right things, following the systems. I've been a struggle in the industry in the past because I didn't follow the systems. My natural ability get me so well that I feel so comfortable that I never try to learn anything else. I just do my own thing, close 60 to 20 transactions per year, and I was okay with that. And then I see Christine Halayan and Ken Mitchell, brand new agents, get into the market and become a top producers. Becoming a cappers on the first year. And I said, okay, so there is more to it. There is more to close 60 to 20 transactions per year. So that day, 2015, I decided to learn what Keller Williams is being teaching about and put it into practice. Not just learning, but put it into practice. And I know that Drew motivates you to go to the high level. And making 10 calls per day, let me tell you, it's not difficult. You just have to get to it. Take it seriously. Are you in or you're not? I just said I was until 8 p.m. making calls. Normally, I make those calls with the people I'm most close to it, so they don't get bothered. And I said, you know, sorry to call you so late. However, I commit myself to do this amount of calls, and I am the call number 7. And just to remind you, I am still on business. You know somebody that wants to buy, sell, or invest in real estate. I am your lady. Please send it on my way. By the way, do you know somebody? No one of your cousins? Nobody's getting married? Nobody needs a home? Nobody's retiring it? Nobody's looking to relocate themselves? So ask the questions. And if it's late or it's really early in the morning, I'm going to advise you to go with the people that you have more close relationship with. And they're not going to mind. You call them 7 a.m., 8 a.m. So we're going to start with the title of our class today, Finding and Showing Homes.
You were talking about the red book?
Mm-hmm.
What is that?
It's the real estate millionaire agent.
The real estate agent.
They should have gave you that one, Sandor.
No, they don't give it to me.
They gave me one.
Okay,
You got-
we sell it here.
Yeah, they sell it.
Yeah, we have sell it here. You can ask Adam or Garrett to get one.
Okay.
Yes. So it's a lot of good things that we're gonna learn from there.
Lucky.
Also,
You must be
can
special
get
then.
your audio book in person, you can also get it.
Let me tell you this: if they see you that you really are into this business. They see that you put in value on your personal life. They give it for you for free. sell it to the people that doesn't come to the trainings, doesn't do the activities, so things like that. So let's go and you put me on page 8.
This thing is not gonna always like match up. It's annoying. So yeah, like that's the
Okay.
first thing talking about it. Page 13.
Let me go back to the expectations. Today, we're gonna learn the technique for qualifying homes that you find online. We're gonna develop the skills to show the properties to our clients. We're gonna practice powerful scripts that will help your buyers in the decision making. So it's really important that you know to handle objections with the buyers. They find the right home, and you don't understand why they don't wanna put an offer on it. So that's why we have to know how to handle those objections. Well, we're still thinking, we didn't see enough homes. So we're gonna go through all that, and that's why I'm looking for you guys to get it on this class. And we're gonna go to the page 11, where we're gonna see the statistics from there. So I'm gonna ask Christina Aguilera.
Christina Aguilera.
Christina. I like the actress. It's
Oh,
a singer,
okay,
right?
yeah. It's
So-
actually-
Only for you, Gloria.
Yes. So I start singing aloud for us. So page 11.
Okay. Get your head in the game?
Yes.
All right, get your head in the game, the journey. The journey from buyer consultation to offer is the most exciting and rewarding part of working with buyers. Finding the right home as quickly as possible is a win for the buyer, and a win for you because you can work with as many buyers as possible. Here are some NAR statistics that will help with the home search process. The typical home buyer searched for 10 weeks and viewed 10 homes. 92% of buyers use the internet in their home search process. 50% of buyers use a mobile website or application in their home search. 98% of buyers who used an agent viewed real estate agents as a useful information source. More than 50% of buyers reported finding the right home was the most difficult step in the home buying process. 24% of recent home buyers reported the primary reason for the recent home purchase was a desire to own a home. 9% purchased a new home due to a job-related relocation or move. 8% bought for the desire to be in a better area or a change in family situation.
Okay, I'm gonna focus just on the statistic that says 98% of the buyers who use an agent view the real estate agent as a useful information source. So it's up to us to keep that same concept in the mind of our buyers today. The market is changing. They can research online for all the information. The whole process is online. So it's up to us to really explain it and put it to them so they can see the value for the service that we provide. So 98% is a high percentage. So there is still room for us. There's plenty of buyers out there looking for the right agent to represent them in the decision of the homes. We're gonna go to the next page.
So, can I ask you something, Doris?
Yes.
So what if you have shown, because this is happening to us right now, we have clients, it's a couple, where she likes something but he doesn't. And we've shown them like plenty of homes, and we sat down with them and it's like, you know what? We have shown you pretty much whatever it's available out there. We've shown you from, single story, 3 bedrooms up to like 5, possible 6, from anywhere from 1,800 to over 3,000 square feet, huge lot, and we go by their description of, their dream home. And, we can, help to, we can come to a decision.
I have a situation in the past, and it was my husband's cousins. I worked with them for the past, let's say 2009. We've been doing 4 or 5 deals together. this time. And the first time I meet with them, I didn't need my buyer consultation ahead. So, yes, it was the time that I had to sit with them and say, we have to become an agreement. We have to be the mediator between them. So, there is things that you have to agree that your husband wants, and there is things that you agree that your wife wants. So, let's put it together a plan. So, at the end, we agree that he gonna get 3 things from the house, and she gonna get 3 things, and we find a home that match those must, we're gonna put an offer, and we did. 2011, they buy the second home with me. So I did my buyer's consultation ahead. What is the 5 most things that the property has to have? One of them was 4 bedrooms, no less than 1,700 square footage, in a nice neighborhood, newer, 2005 and up. So I don't remember which one was the other one. So we find the home. The only thing that has the house, it was the master bedroom, it was in the square, it was rectangular, like a long room. So you didn't mention on the value consultation that the square room, it has everything, even the price. It's under the market, the price that you're looking for. And it's something that we're gonna run through the books that show the buyers the benefits, not the features. So let's go through that. But yes, you have to come and sit with them and say, okay, let's put it together. Be the mediator.
Yeah. But it seems like, we do that, but, and they said it's like, oh yeah, we do like this house, and they talk about submitting an offer, but it looks like when they get home, they forget everything about they saw about the, what they saw in the house and what they liked about the house. So, here we are, like following day or the next week, oh, can we go view more homes?
Yeah, we
You
wanna.
don't wanna know how many homes we've, and unfortunately, they're family members, and it's hard to fire family members when, you want, because if they're your family members, you wanna serve them in the best possible way, and treat them just like any other clients, but it's kinda hard.
Aro has something to share with us.
Yeah, did you find out what their motivation is for purchasing a home?
You know what, we've done believe me, we've done just about everything,
What's
with
their
these people.
motivation?
They wanna, they're tired of paying rent.
Okay.
They don't want, in fact, they're living with, their in-laws, so their in-laws had like a mention to them, hey, you know what, we think it's time for you guys to find your new place. So we've been out there searching for homes for the last,
Have you got the in-laws involved?
we've got everything involved.
That's more difficult.
Even the priest. No, I'm just talking. That's good.
It's that, and it sounds like it's that, and then the fact that they're your family members. They may be taking advantage of that relationship and having you go out and show them all these homes. So, I'm not a patient person, especially when it comes to buyers. So it may be one of those situations where you need to tell them, hey, like, either you start putting offers in on these homes, or we're just not gonna look, because clearly you're not ready to buy a home.
Yeah, ultimatum.
So,
We've sat down with them and, hey, you know what, you guys need to come to a conclusion, and because we've seen just about, and we have told them this, we have shown you just about everything that it's out there available. We'd say, you know what, you're not gonna find the perfect home, because we're looking for homes that are already pre-built, or old homes.
yeah.
Unless you buy the land and you design the house, that will be your dream home.
Right.
But we've even shown them like new homes, like brand new homes.
Right.
And even then it's like, oh, I like it, oh, I sure do like it because it has this and this and that, but he doesn't like it because it's a lot of work, like the yard. But then again, they're looking for a big yard because they have 4 kids. What's that again?
You take their computer?
Yeah.
When you get in the house and they like a property, get them while they're emotional, make them write the damn offer right there on the spot.
Oh, that's what you're saying, there you go.
Or print the RPA out, have them sign it right there. And just,
You might need to
fill in the
ultimatum that.
address and the price and all of that right there on the spot. Because a lot of people will convince themselves you're the professional, right? So you should know the home that's the right fit for them. Like, they're not gonna get a perfect, like you said, unless they build it themselves. So when you're in that home, hey, this is the right location, right size, it may not have this or that, but this is the right home for them, and you honestly feel that way, get them while they're excited, while the emotions are there, and have them sign it right there in the property.
Yeah, and maybe it's time to talk about the fear. Maybe it's not about the property, it's about themselves. Because if they are so comfortable paying a little bit of money for rent, it's
Well,
scary
they're used to
to go
rent,
up there
they're
and
used to
beg.
renting, and I know renters and stuff, that he don't wanna deal with the yard and stuff. He's gonna have to someone to take care of that for
Yeah.
him. Cause when you rent, they take care of everything, so is that one of his biggest fears?
You know what, I think you mentioned a good point, because they're living, like I said, they're living with the in-laws, so even though the in-laws have kind of mentioned, hey, you guys need to look for your own place, you know, they know that they're paying probably, you know, little to next to nothing in rent, so that's why they're not really in an urge to, you know, find a place and
Yeah.
and
Also,
spend the money.
I mean,
Yeah.
honestly,
And you know what,
there's
it's,
a point in time that you're just gonna be like, you know what, I have to fire you, I can't work with you, because they're taking away from other business as well, so you gotta, you gotta work for yourself and think about yourself as well, because yes, even though it's family or friends, friends and family are gonna take advantage of you, so you kinda have to just draw that line and show that expectations, like, look, we've sat here, we've done all the, we've looked at X amount of homes.
yeah.
We went through the buyer needs analysis. Sometimes you might have to revert back to the buyer needs analysis. It's like, is this really a need or is this a want? And figure out what the root is
Yeah.
and what they want.
Like what you said, like you get three, because if you guys can't agree, we're just gonna have to go in
Yeah.
and ultimatum them, to be honest.
Yeah,
with their
and
family.
I like that idea of, you know, having the contract, you know, right there. and
Yes,
then.
Yeah.
In case, you know, they do like the
Well, because
property,
there's
they fall
buyer
in love
remorse
with, you know.
too. So if they go back, the more time that you allow them to go by themselves, they're almost like kids.
Yeah,
They go back and it's like, oh, I don't know if I really like that house now, because the more that you think about it. I mean personally, like for me, I was a buyer. I came from Florida to here. My boyfriend got a job offer and, I was working with REMA, which is the team that I'm on now. But the thing was is that my boyfriend was like the worst person to work with, because I was in real estate in Florida, so it was like, basically I was doing the transaction for him. He was just signing his name on the line. But when it came to trying to find the houses, I got a list and trying to narrow it down to like, I was like, we're only seeing 3. And I was like, after those 3, we're not.
done, we gotta make a
Yeah, I was like,
decision.
we're making a decision after 3, because I was like, I'm not gonna sit here and go forever. So you kind of just have to show, like, this is my expectations, otherwise, you can walk.
Yeah.
It's okay. There's plenty of business out here, there's plenty of business in any market that you go
It
to.
is,
Yeah,
it is,
it
it's
is,
just
it
that,
is.
you know, you fall back on the, you know, the, because it's, you know, it's family
Yeah.
member. And
Yeah.
because, her sibling bought from us, you know, about 2 months ago, and now it's her, and then, you know, down the line, it's gonna be the other sibling, so.
Just go back.
Yeah.
and
You know what, you showed them everything, you've done your
Yeah.
part,
Yeah.
so it's nothing.
Matter of fact, you know, we're showing homes today. out of
Great,
that, out
so
of that,
today's
so.
the day to get that
Let's
printed out.
keep moving. I have a brother-in-law and my sister-in-law that they already bought 3 homes from me, 4 homes from me, and I already helped them to sell 2 of those. And I know that they going to buy. When? I never know, because they are really picky, really picky. And they cannot, they don't even know what they're looking for until they see it. So what I did on the past transaction that we did together in Granada Hills, I hired an agent, a showing agent. So every time that they send me a property that they wanna see,
So,
they go with them.
Go
When
with them.
they finally find the property that they get in love with, they call me, I put the offer, and I represent them, and I just paid a fee to the
so
showing
I have
agent.
to do that one.
I ended up paying half of the commission to him because it worked 2 years.
Oh, man,
Oh,
Pictures.
no.
2 years for them to find the right
well, I hope
home.
it's not 2 years.
Yeah.
You're gonna
So,
bring the RPA
okay,
and all.
let's go back to our manual. I wanna go through this because I really believe that what is here is more important what I have to say. So this information, this system, these tips are being put for highly top producers. So I don't feel that I am on that level. I have a certain level of success. However, I think all of us can learn from what they put it here. So 92% of the buyers use the internet in their home search process. How many of you guys received the text message from your buyer saying, I like this home, can you show it to me? And when you see it, it's from Zillow. So educate your buyers. Why they go to Zillow when you have your own app? So you have a proposition value for your app. So you share with your buyers. You have one. Aaron, whether I should use your app instead of going to Zillow.
I don't push my app, I'm sorry.
Okay.
He's anti-app.
Yeah.
I actually push my app. For one, it's an actual tool because I use social media, so I'm on a group page for the military in this area. So trying to compete with other realtors that are also on the webpage to let them know, like, hey, I have an app that I was like, you don't have to talk to me. You can download my app and you can actually see the accuracy of the MLS directly on your phone or any other devices. Therefore, you know, if you have any confirmation or if you need any assistance, my contact information is there and it's already on their phone. So it's easily accessible for the potential client to come and talk to you that way because they're already on their phone instead of trying to search the group and it's like, who is that realtor? And it helps you keep, you know, in that mind because it's already on their phone.
Yes. So I always push my app and share my app with everybody, but I still have getting text messages from my buyers from properties that they download from Zillow. And I started using this script. I would recommend you to use the app because this one has the accurate information for the properties that are for sale. You can go to Zillow and you're going to have more properties there, but many of those properties, especially those that says foreclosure or auction, are not available for us, especially if you are not buying in cash. Many of those properties that are in foreclosure, they're not even on the market because, yes, the seller are going through the process of getting his property foreclosed, but doesn't mean he's selling it. So if you really want to know where the properties are for sale, use my app. That's accurate, and you're going to have all the information there for every property that is on the market, not just from my company, because many of the buyers think that you just have access to Keller Williams properties. Clarify that to them, that you have access to all the properties that are for sale in California and all the states.
But is that not beneficial that Zillow has more homes on it than that?
No, because many of the properties, especially your buyer, are financing. Many of the properties are not even for sale.
Gotta make sure, they'll have
Yeah.
something that's sold.
No,
so-
not only that, there is,
sometimes have like homes, but they're already sold. It's just like advertising, it's just
Yes.
to catch the eye of the
And they
people.
keep them
And they
there.
can get in contact with the agent. That's-
Yes.
not only that, there is one concept that's really important and to keep in mind, that, did you know that Zillow is trying to put you and all of us out of business?
Yeah, I was hearing stuff about that.
So right now,
Yeah.
we need to put Zillow
So
out
we
of
shouldn't,
business.
we
Yeah.
shouldn't be
We're going to.
advertising.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, so let's keep moving. Make sure that your clients always go back to you for any property that they find online. Make sure that you let them know that you can have all the complete information. They can see some of the information, but you can call the agent or contact the person who is in charge of the property to get all the information, how to access the property, and for them to know more about it. So make sure that you put yourself between them and the internet. Let's go to page 15. So we're gonna do a little exercise here because Carlos has been showing so many properties to his client.
Yes, and we're showing them like 6 today, so.
So
Oh,
how
hell
we can
no.
really,
You don't show 6 properties.
You know, I was gonna say that I made a mistake at the beginning, you
Get
know, I
too
was showing
confusing.
like 6, 8 properties to one people, to a couple.
That's why
But
they
I
don't
think
remember
it's
the
a
houses.
mistake, you know, you can not show that many because they get all confused,
Yeah.
like, oh, what do I do now? but it's just supposed to show like probably 3 or 4 the most, right?
We give you 10 and I didn't even remember many of them, so.
Yeah, then at the end, they don't even remember.
Yeah, after like 4, I was like, which one did we?
Let's
go
turn it
to?
up.
They're the same
Let's
ones.
make a group of 3. We have 9 people here today. So let's make 3 groups of 3. And
You're
this
getting
group wanna find a property on the median price, 330,000. And this CCOP 93552 and 93536. 4 bedrooms, 2
What's the
bathrooms.
price?
330.
Is 330 or plus or under?
No, 330, under 330.
Okay.
Under 330.
1400 square footage, 1990 and plus. So we're gonna look for properties. We have this buyer that they want to buy this property. They're looking for, because most of the clients, when you ask them what they're looking for, oh, 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, in West Lancaster or East Lancaster. When they say East Lancaster, normally they say from 50 Street East and behind the Walmart.
Right.
So
4 and 2.
get together in a group of 3. So put it together and let's find 50 properties first.
15?
15.
Okay.
And then we're gonna round those to 5. And you're gonna tell me what is the criteria that you use to go to the 5.
What's that, a 4 into 1,400?
Yes,
square foot?
1,400 square footage.
That board's a little.
Yeah, I don't know who decided to get a blackboard like this.
I just want you to have options.
So up to 1,400.
Yeah,
1,400 plus.
1990 plus, 4 bedrooms, 2 baths.
Let me go with the loaner over here.
I love her.
1990.
So
1990 and newer,
You can take my.
then up to 330.
do you have a you didn't have a computer?
I do, but I'm actually gonna get mine just one dollar. I have to go after the
Okay,
Sorry.
that's okay.
Sorry.
You have a computer?
All right, here, I'm gonna partner up with,
Yeah, come over here.
nice lady next to
I
it.
was like, I don't wanna move.
It's
Anything gotta get going.
Plus.
Oh,
Alright, pretty much you sold the criteria. She said, up to 330, zip code.
What's that say under the square feet of the home?
1,400 plus.
1990 plus for the
And
year.
1990 plus year bill.
1990 and up.
Oh,
For the whole, for the
1990,
house built.
okay.
So up to 330, 936, 93552,
Oh.
4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms.
1990 newer, 1,400 and up. So I only get 3.
Get 3 houses?
Well, without the price range, is not much you can find. And 90 and newer.
She put 330 less.
No, I thought you said up to 330. When you said from 330 and higher.
Down.
No, 330 up to
Just make it
the max.
The max.
The max
330.
is 330, that's what I put.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so there's 3 properties that pop up.
Okay.
Maybe we need to go older than 1990.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay.
We got 330s.
So we have to run a 3-way.
So if you don't find many properties,
Do 1970.
do 1980.
1980, only one.
Oh,
So you select MLS apps.
So we have
Still no.
East Palmdale or West Lancaster?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of properties. There's gotta be something wrong.
Just tell them, you know,
Yeah.
so you can invite and you can do.
So
Yeah, okay.
Well,
You can do that.
Northwest.
There we go. We went up to 400,000 to 1950 and then finally got like a bunch of six.
If you go up to 350,
We get 11, so we do 350, it's 11. So, but we did 1950.
Yeah.
375, 375 would be.
Oh, yeah.
Something may happen.
So those zip codes are like
faster.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Should we check the year?
So like we wanna use just the seating instead of that, right? See, we get more, right?
Yeah.
When you go up the price to 400,000 and do 1990, it gives you more.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
375, 11,
that's pretty good. You wanted like 10 properties, right?
no, 15,
15?
15 down
So
to
we
5.
got it.
And we have to end it up with 5, and you're gonna, you have to tell me why you choose this 5. What is this 5 better
Right then we go
than the rest of them?
70.
Yikes.
Because we got, if we choose 80, 380, that'll work out to like 17, I think, 12. Four. And then we're gonna have to like, first 25, so we're gonna go 1992 this first.
We just,
The square footage goes up to 19?
You can go wherever you want.
That's the year bill.
Oh, I'm sorry, okay.
yeah, 1990, but
Like,
1400.
Okay, yeah.
We're adjusting ours.
So that's,
With the ugly one or which one?
When the year, yeah, that's.
97.
so what do you say?
Okay, we started with those parameters,
Okay.
and we have to adjust the price and
Okay,
the year.
okay.
So we went up to
So you're
380,
just gonna,
and
you're just gonna make your clients approve for more money? That's cute.
That's something that when we show properties to our buyers, remember, let's say I have a client that he qualifies for 330, but he don't wanna go up to more than 280 because he wants to keep his mortgage payment low.
There's only like 3 houses that popped up, so if you want us to do 5, we can't. With that criteria, it's only 3 houses.
How many do you find, Christina?
Huh?
How many do you find?
23.
With that exact thing.
Yeah, don't worry about what we did, y'all
No,
just,
we're doing the
y'all
same
just-
search. What are you talking about?
You guys can
Yeah.
follow
So we
here
do
for
that.
hours and hours
then
before
we
we go out.
do
So how many do you found?
Right,
I
Aaron?
got 8, yeah.
8.
What the heck? I don't know if I want
That
that.
looks like.
Hey, look, we started, we went back to that criteria and it gives us.
That's weird. Go to, because you're at 370. Go to 330 again. Watch. Do it exactly the way they put it. 3.
Yeah, this one's real, this one's pretty.
We go 3, you go 1990 and you go 2000. Zip code 92536, 552.
Yeah, this one's pretty.
So, I just say the blue.
Yeah, and then not only that, but it looks like the year looks like.
So.
Right.
Oh, it says it to you, but
See, I'm learning.
Really?
Mike,
instead of clicking here, 'cause I have-
okay, nice to meet you.
One little run for us.
Yeah, see, that's the thing.
So, I will average like 5, right? To 3.
Yeah.
And I will look for like something that has
Yeah.
6, 16.
That's more like it, yeah. I think it was the 4, but maybe, yeah. They're like, there's not many more with that price.
So, that's why we work, when we are working with buying, we have to think out of the box.
Yeah, it's good, like, and if they have wiggle room and
Exactly.
stuff, you know.
If we go, like if we go down to 1988, we get 50.
Yeah, okay, so that's one. So we have the same, yeah, it's pretty funny, we're changing the year and stuff.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
8 is good. It's just, and then we
I got 7.
No. Oh.
Yeah, because that one wasn't counting, and then this one I don't count either, because, you know, the square feet.
You just look at
All the pictures.
See, they're all like.
Look at how it's like 5.
Yeah.
We only had, the only thing we compromised was the year deal.
So are we ready?
Yeah.
No, not yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not yet?
Don't let me in.
We're ready.
I gotta get 25.
Yeah, you gotta
Don't let
go.
me in.
Okay.
Another 7.
Okay, 2 minutes more.
Everybody's leaving.
by themselves.
All right.
Go down there.
Well, it's good working with you.
Thank you, good luck, you're gonna put an offer in there.
Thank you, Gloria.
You're welcome, Carlos, thank you for being here.
Then you go to
Because you cannot put all that with you, but
Oh,
you
that's
can check
fair.
anywhere, you know, whenever somebody asks you, you can check that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah, that's gonna go.
I think maybe you could.
No, I know, I need to get familiar with this. Charlie?
Oh,
How long have you been doing this? Oh, you did too? Oh, I was thinking you were doing it a lot longer. Oh,
Yeah.
well, a lot longer than me. I've only been there a couple of weeks. Yeah, yeah. I just got, well, it's been 2 weeks since I picked up on the MLS. And they just got me in Keller Williams on the online and everything just a few days ago. That's why I didn't do it.
Okay, let's see
All right.
what you guys found,
We found 5 homes,
okay?
okay?
So what is the benefit, so what is those homes, the best, under few criteria that you decide to show those properties to your buyer?
Say that again?
What is the reason that you decide to show those properties to your buyer?
Because of the price.
Okay,
No, seriously, that's,
Yeah.
yeah, because of the price for one.
okay.
We-
They were under the price that your clients are qualified for,
2,000.
and then,
And the 4 bedrooms and the 2 bath that it has, exactly what they
Okay.
wanted.
okay,
And the square footage is what they wanted. It
Okay.
was a 14 and higher, so
Okay.
that was in their criteria as well.
okay.
did you get 3 like me? Just 3?
5.
So you were able to find properties in the criteria?
What
Yeah.
did you compromise on there?
Okay,
The year all the way to 2020?
Okay, did you go down from 1990?
No.
No, that's weird, cause I get 3 when I put the exact.
okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, so I think these are 5 that they would really consider.
okay,
I didn't get to show it to them yet, but once I do show it to them, I know they will pick one, and I'm gonna bring in the agreement, so they'll sign it on the spot, like you
I
said.
like that, I like that energy.
No, I don't know.
No, you know.
Okay.
I have clients that send me properties that they wanna see, and I have something that I feel, because when I see the remarks, I notice that that property doesn't have any upgrades, the one that they send me, and I have one that is totally remodeled, same price, same square footage. So, I mentioned to my clients that I will to show the property that he wants to, but I have something better. So, if you are in that situation and your clients send you properties and you have already these 5 set up to show it, and they come back with a list of the properties, what you guys do normally? You are ready to show properties, you already scheduled the appointments, you have your, I don't know if you still print out those properties, but I do. I still print it out, the MLS pages, to read the remarks. Sometimes you are in a hurry and you don't read the full remark. It says, call the agents because the property has an alarm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dog on the property.
Dog on the property, don't go to the backyard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Call before showing. Sometimes it shows, I used to do this. If they say vacant, I print it out and say, okay, this is going to my list, it's vacant. I don't have to do anything. And you know what happened one time?
It wasn't
I
me.
had to wake up somebody in the master bedroom because it was somebody sleeping on the property, watching the property.
Oh,
Are you
wow.
And it was on the remarks.
Oh, okay, so it said it.
Oh, so don't go just for occupancy. So read the remarks.
So on those vacant ones, like, cause I have not yet done that, did previews like he wants us to do, should we call those agents anyways?
Follow the instructions on the MLS. Sometimes they say go direct, sometimes they call, sometimes they give a text as a courtesy to the listing agent.
Okay.
So just follow the
What,
instructions.
what they say on it? Okay.
It's easier to find vacant
Yeah.
with the century lock. We did 10 in one day.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just vacant, century
Okay.
lock, walked in.
And they let you walk in?
So nothing that stand up for me as a buyer on this. So let's see, Christina? Christina Aguilar.
Okay, so we found 5549 East Avenue R11.
Okay,
It has 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, 2,077 square feet.
okay.
It's priced at
It's bigger.
310.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it's priced at 310, so it's less than their range.
Okay.
I need some, probably, to check, see, we didn't check that one for, it's at FHA or not. Because it doesn't have carpet or anything. What type of buyer is this, conventional?
Some people like them.
We're not getting into all that.
Well,
We don't know about
that's important because
Let's
if a property doesn't qualify.
let's think that this buyer can go conventional, can go FHA.
Oh, we're good
Because
with it.
right now we have my home ready, that is 3% conventional, and if you can qualify for an FHA, most likely they're gonna qualify for my home ready.
Right.
Lower mortgage rates and lower mortgage insurance that can be taken off after the property has enough equity. So, me personally, I put most of my clients, I try to push them for my home ready, then FHA. Because they don't need to refinance to remove the mortgage insurance. Bigger and
Less price.
Cheaper.
Under their, what do you say, under their
Max.
under their max.
so we have these two things as a benefit to the buyers. So, what did you found?
The same house.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay? Something different over there? Andrea?
I have, which one is the one that, I'm sorry, I was looking at something. Which
Yeah.
one is the one that said the price?
310 East Avenue R11,
I,
and it's higher than a year.
found that, I had 324, 199 in Lancaster. Patty Lane,
Okay?
the square feet is, 1784,
Okay.
4 bedrooms, 2 baths,
Okay.
for 224,
So-
99, 325.
When you set up the appointment with your clients to look for the properties, you just call them and say, I found some properties for you that match your criteria, or you describe the properties to them over the phone? Maybe both. I will recommend to do both, right? Set up the appointment and say, why is the reason, what is the benefits, that so they can come and see these properties. Create urgency, so they can see that it's important for them to come as soon as possible before somebody else get the property that they were looking for. I don't work Saturdays and Sundays. I prefer stay home. Saturdays is my laundry day, and Sundays is church day and family day. And I work from Monday to Friday. So this is the script that I use with my buyers, because most of the buyers work during the week and they don't wanna come. They wanna wait until the weekend. So I said, okay. I hear what you're saying, Aaron, but in my experience, I find out that most of the buyers are like yourself, work during the week and come on Saturdays. So when I find out that if a property come on Monday and you wait till Saturday, you're gonna face a lot of competition. However, if you come right away to see the property when the property comes into the market, you have a better chances to get it before somebody else. And I've been finding that that technique helped me to put in my buyers ahead of the game before Friday, because we have the whole week to negotiate the offer with the seller before all the car come from San Fernando, wherever they're coming from, to compete with your offer. So are you willing to go the extra mile and work with me? And if a property come, we can set out the property, even if it's late 7, before 8, because after 8 I don't have access to the property. So even if it's 7:30, we can still get access to the property.
Urgency.
So create urgency.
So 8 o'clock you can't get into the homes because of the lockbox?
It's
Yes.
just kinda creepy.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
After 8,
dangerous.
if before 8 you cannot open access the properties.
Oh, okay.
So that's something that is been working for me, and it really allows me to negotiate the offer before
Yeah.
it hits the multiple situation offers because of the weekend. Besides that, during the weekend, we don't want to have the full access to the information of the property because most of the agents doesn't answer them phones on the weekends. So I don't want to know how many offers that property going to have. So I don't want to be able to really negotiate for you to present a strong offer on your behalf. So yeah, I have an access to the agent and I talk to the agent, I know if they have offers. Normally they never tell you how much is the amount of the offer, but you can ask questions. Is that the listing price? Is higher than the listing price? Is lower than the listing price? So those questions, most of the agents, they do answer. And sometimes I disclose what type of offer I submitted. Okay, I put in an FHA offer asking for 5,000 closing costs. We asking for the certification and home warranty. Do you think my offer has chances with the other offers? Sometimes they say yes, sometimes they say no. So that way we don't waste time.
You do that, you say before you write the offer, you call?
Before I write the offer. When I show properties to my clients, most likely I already talk to the listing agents for each property. So at that point I know if they already have an offer, how much time they will have to submit an offer if they like the property. And if they like the property, do my client has a chance with his offer? Especially when those buyers that needs closing costs, I work with many of them. I work with the middle class and lower clients, but those are the ones that are the blessing me a lot, send me many referrals, and it's always properties for them.
So do you trust their saying it could be lower than the listed price?
Sometimes I call them and say, do you have offer? Yes. Is that the listing price? No. It's lower than the listing price. Bring me an offer, listed price, and you get it. Sometimes that the answer from them. So ask questions to the listing agent. And if you know that this property is a hot property and gonna sell quick, and your client insists on putting a lower offer because sometimes they say, okay, they say that we can negotiate. Can I offer less? Yes, you can. You're paying for it. I cannot tell you what to pay or how much you want to pay for what you're buying. However, if you really like the house and you don't want to let it go, let's find out what is the best way to present your offer so you can gain the home. So sometimes I call the listing agent and I put it in the speaker and I call and ask the question, do you have offers? Yes, I do. How many? 3, 4. Okay. So when do you plan to present the offers? Oh, I'm going to present the offers on Wednesday and it's Monday. Okay, so that gives us enough time to prepare our offer. Then my client knows that he's not alone, that it's another 2 buyers that wants the property. And if he really likes the property, we have to put a strong offer on it.
Right.
Okay, so the clients doesn't hear about the futures. Oh, this house has a beautiful kitchen, brand new. They want to know about the benefits. The benefits is that it has a brand new kitchen. Most likely they just redone the plumbing from the sink, and you can see it has a new garbage disposal, so you don't want to have too much expense on maintenance in the kitchen in the next 20 years if you take care of your property. It's a bigger home. In reality, you are buying this property for under market value. Because if you see all the properties are 1,400, it costs 330, 320, and this one is 310, 2,000 square feet. This one is under market value. You have equity on this property already. and you're paying less. So show the benefits to your clients. What is a good home for them? I didn't get into the page 13, but it's really good information there, and we're gonna go back. I didn't want to skip this one. So I knew each one of you by face, by name. So only Andrea, I know his name. What is your name? Brandon. Can you help us read on the page 13 when it says true to the bottom?
Page 13?
Yes, page 13.
So your thorough buyer consultation helped establish that part? Or just the whole thing?
It should say make it happen working with buyers.
Yes.
It might be different.
Okay. All right, in order to have a successful home search process, focus on these 3 steps. Number 1, find the right homes. Number 2, show qualified homes. Number 3, bring your buyers to a decision. 1, find homes. Truth, 92% of buyers use the internet in their home search process. There's no doubt your buyers will be searching the internet on their own. It's your job to help them identify which homes are actually worth the time to see. Your thorough buyer consultation helped establish exactly what the buyer is looking for in their dream home. Leverage that criteria using online property search sites to find several homes for your buyer to view. Set them up on a buyer instant notification bin system that lets them know when a property matching their needs appears on the market. Monitor what your buyers receives from your KW website and app through your back office tools. Contact them when you find a property they should see. Likewise, ask them to contact you immediately when they find something they would like to see.
Okay, so we're gonna touch on the first 3 things. First one is find the right homes. The right homes for them, not for you. Show only qualified homes. If they only qualify at 280, what you gonna show them 300 properties price. You need to show them just what they qualify for. They're gonna send you properties for a higher price, and I have to call them and say, oh, I noticed that you just sent me this property. Don't ignore them. Don't get mad at them. They have in their mind that they can offer less. So I validate they're interested on the property, and I call them and say, I noticed, but do you know that these properties are a little higher? Oh yeah, but can we offer less? Yes, we may. Let me call the agent to see they have offers, because if they already have offers, most likely they're not gonna save a lower offer. And I do call. And if I see the property is on the market for a very long time, my client says, notice that this property is on the market for 3 months. Can we send them a lower offer? Yes, we can. However, most likely the reason that this property is not sold yet is because maybe the seller is not willing to lower the price and willing to accept, but let me find out for you. So I made a call. I find out if the seller is willing to negotiate the property. I don't waste my time showing the property just thinking that we can put a lower offer and maybe they're gonna accept it. And don't waste your client's time, because they gonna think that you don't know what you're doing. Have those conversations with them. You may, but I cannot guarantee, because maybe the reason that this property is not being reduced is because the seller is not willing to lower the price. But let me find out for you. Let me call the agent who is representing the seller. Bring your buyers to a decision, making sure that when you find with them the right property, they don't have any excuse why not to put an offer. And like in Carlos' case, maybe it's not that they don't like the properties, maybe it's something deeper. So go deeper, trying to gain the trust of your clients and that they can trust you what they are afraid of. It's a myth when they say buyers are liars.
I like that.
It's an expression that is so common in real estate industry, but I find out that is a myth. When the buyers don't tell you the whole truth, it's because you didn't earn their trust. They don't trust charge you.
Mhm.
So it's up to us to provide a service and make them feel comfortable, make them feel that, to be sure that we are working on their best interest and not our interest.
Right.
So most of my clients are buyers, like 75% of my business comes from buyers, and I'm very happy with them. I definitely cannot see myself as a listing agent because I cannot see myself working in an office. I have to go out, explore, see different faces, different properties. So,
So that's the reason?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
That's
get bored.
interesting.
That's why she wants to teach this
Yeah.
class.
Yeah, I get bored.
Because you get to go out a
Yeah, I
little
have
bit
to go
more.
out, yes.
Not just in the office.
Yes,
Whoa.
I love being out.
Yeah.
When I'm in my office doing things I have to do, like lead generating, I have to do it in a, break it into an hour. I go to an hour and I take a break, I go out, I socialize. You don't see me anymore here on the west side because I am on the east side. However, when I used to work from here, just sitting, chatting with everybody on the halls, helping other people.
You're like,
And
you
then-
need to not regenerate.
Okay, let's go back to business.
Oh,
And I close myself in my office.
So
Yeah.
how do you target more of the buyers and the sellers then?
They come
It's-
alone.
It's
And
just,
I'm not targeting anybody. If
yeah.
you notice on my social media page, I don't do so much marketing. However, my buyers see the value of my services and they always refer me.
Hmm.
They always refer me. And they refer me more when I call them.
And you prefer to sell on the east side than the west side?
I prefer to sell on the west side, however, I sell anywhere.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
anywhere,
I sell anywhere.
opportunity is
Yeah.
there.
Whatever's working.
Wherever
and,
it's,
Okay.
Not everyone's
However,
ready.
I noticed that I able to sell the area that I am living in. When I used to live in War Hills, I sell many properties around my neighborhood. I promote my community, my neighborhood. And then I moved to Antelope Acres and I saw a lot of properties in Antelope Acres. Then I moved to Lake LA and I sold huge amount of houses in Lake
Wherever
LA.
she's
Oh.
at, it's happening.
I like properties with a big land.
Yeah.
So let's keep moving. So that is a myth. Your buyer is not a liar. You need to gain their trust so you really understand what is the motivations, what is the holding them back. I'm gonna share this situation. I have a client who we are on escrow, and 2 weeks ago when we deploy a lot of soldiers to Iraq, he called me, Gloria, what is going to happen now? We're going to a war. Yeah? Are you going to live for free wherever you are living on right now? Or you want to stop paying the rent because we're going to a war? No.
So what are you talking about?
Yeah, therefore you need to buy your own place. You're still going to pay $1,500 of rent. What is the difference if you pay now in your home, the same $1,500?
Build your equity.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay,
So,
yeah, here you go.
Some people say, you know, the job, what happened if I lose my job? Owning a home, you have more stability. What is going to happen if you lose your job when you are right now? They're gonna allow you to stay there for free?
You're gonna be homeless.
No. I'm pretty sure that in 3 days you're gonna see a eviction notice and you're gonna be out in less than 3 months. Do you know that if you own a home and if you go to a hardship situation, you can negotiate with your bank for 6 months without losing your home? So when do you have more leverage?
That's true, yeah, that's a good point.
So,
That was really
yes,
Yeah.
I don't know if you find those type of buyers, but they look behind me.
They come in here. No.
So, we already went through getting to appointment, bring your buyers to a decision. Making sure that they see the benefits of putting the offer for that property. Make sure that they don't just, is because you want them to put an offer, because it's in their best interest for them to put an offer on that property. And that they live. Another tip that through the experience I've been learning, when you go and show properties the first time, don't say anything. Don't go and say, oh look, the master bedroom has a huge walk-in closet. See how they respond to the home. Observe what are the comments, what are the reactions, what is the body language, how they communicate, and be little behind it. There's a couple buying a home, keep it a distance between you and them, so they can discuss about the property in private. Sometimes they don't want to say things, especially if they don't like something, and the wife wants to say to the husband, I am like that. So
You
there's
can talk
space.
about it more free.
Yeah, so they can have a free conversation about the property, what is the good thing that they see, and what is the things that they don't like on the property, and move on. Making an observation. So if they point out, oh, it has a huge backyard or something, now the next property that you see, you can reinforce that. Oh, this one has a big yard too. Because now you know that they're looking for a big yard.
Do you ask them at the end, like, what did you like and what didn't you like, and like, write down, or you just?
Most likely, yes. I show properties on Monday. I show properties on Monday, and the wife liked more the second one, and the husband liked more the third one. And the second one was built in 1970s, and the third one was built in the 90s. So when we were on the third property, the husband said, oh, I like more this one. The third one was more plain, no upgrades, good condition, moving condition, but no upgrades. The second one was totally remodeled, new kitchen, new tile, showers, tile on the walls, and really nice property. So I made the remark that, did you notice that we don't feel so cold here? And the other one, it was cooler. It was freezing on the property, and it's because of the insulation. The year built, the insulation, it has a lot of things to do. So this one is better insulated than the previous one. So is that a benefit? They're gonna spend less in bills, keeping the home warm and cold during summer. So I bring that up. And they say, we're gonna talk about it, we're gonna call you, and they text me that they want the third one better. They decided to go with the third one. And yes, I bring the point that it was newer and has a better insulation. And they can upgrade the property through the years at their own taste, because that other one, it was renovated, but somebody else taste. So now you have the opportunity to do the upgrades on your own. So show them the benefits.
And when you were walking the home, how far away did you stay from them?
Normally I let them go through first to the house, and when they go to I start going to the rooms, I start going to the kitchen, the living room, they come back, they look at the kitchen or the living room, depends, I go the opposite way that they are going to.
Oh, so you don't follow them around?
The only time I follow them around is when the property is occupied and it's personal property, because I feel responsible for that.
You go upstairs with them too?
Yes, and at that point I lead them.
You lead them?
I lead them. When the property is occupied and it's personal stuff, I lead them. And if the family has children, I make those children my best friends, and I ask them to help me.
Yeah.
So I told them, okay, let's go, let's sell this property, let's show the property to you guys, and I hold them their hands so they don't running around.
Oh, okay.
Most of the parents these days don't take care of the children.
They don't care.
They just leave them. Wow. So if the properties are occupied and it has personal property, I make sure that those children are with me. Yeah, I see the parents don't take care of them. If the parents are responsible and they hold them, I don't intervene. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's a good thing if you know that they're gonna bring the children the second time, and you realize that the children is hard to handle, brings a toy, something for them, so the end of the year, they get the payment for, they work for me. So, let's sell this home to your dad, and at the end, you're gonna win, this is gonna be your salary,
Oh.
something.
Let's play the quiet game. You get this toy.
So, bring them something to the children so they can stay quiet or they get motivated to behave during the showings.
Cause that could be a distraction.
Yeah, they can be a distraction, and they can create like a friction between the couple.
Yeah.
Sometimes they fight between them because of the children.
Yeah, one's telling them to sit down, and
Yeah.
one's like, let them go, and
Yeah.
it's like, no,
Or the
sit
wife
down.
wants the husband to take care of them, or the husband wants the wife to take care of them, and
I had a
No,
family
you
with
get
like
it.
10 kids, but they held all the kids, like they held them, cause
Yeah,
they
so-
were new.
the last thing, and it's embarrassing, but it happens to me twice. Make sure when you go out of the property, all the family are out, count them.
You left someone in the
I
bathroom.
found myself lucky. One time, the father of the wife inside the property. I was okay. Everybody's out. Okay. I am locking the door, and somebody's locking the door from inside.
No, this is your new home.
Yeah.
Get in there.
So count them before you go out, especially if a big family is coming to see the property. Make sure that everybody's out. And another time was a little girl, like 7, 8.
They need to watch their kids. That's crazy,
Yeah.
dude.
Do all the time the owners leave?
Most of the time, yes, but sometimes you find properties that the owner is there or they go into the backyard while you're showing the
They
property.
just
Is that awkward?
Yeah.
want to stay?
Yeah, it's more comfortable. You don't feel the freedom to talk to them.
Yeah, I don't like
Yeah.
that. I wouldn't like
Yeah.
that. I'd be like, let's go see another one.
And especially when you know that the seller is going to be there, educate your client and let them know that you cannot answer any question regarding the property in front of the seller.
We will talk after.
Yeah. So if they have questions regarding the property, you can talk later.
Cause it's rude. to-
Yeah. I sold a property that my buyer negotiated. It was a really good deal, really good deal, and it has multiple offers. The chances that for us to get in it was 0. So I am recording, so I cannot say this one.
We'll talk later.
So I told him I cannot talk to them, but if you wanna come back and negotiate,
You talk to them.
to talk to them.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, he did. And the owner liked him and decided to sell the property exclusive to him.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't know we could do that.
No, we can.
Oh, okay.
No, we can.
Come, you wanna go talk to
But
them? I can tell you this.
when you are not, when they are not with you, you cannot
I
control
can't
them.
control you.
No, you cannot control what they do.
Here's the central logo. No, I'm just kidding.
You cannot control. You just have to apologize with the listing agent for your client to go into the property and talk to his
Hey, but
neighbor.
it worked.
Yeah.
I mean, we got it.
So then you didn't get a commission off of that, right?
Yeah, because I put the offer, I represent
Oh,
them.
because you already did, yeah.
I put the offer, I represent them. Okay, let's keep moving
16.
to 22. So, this is some of the things that we already went through.
Yeah.
Let's go to page 17. And we're gonna read on the top. Who can read for me? Yeah, please.
Help buyers view homes. One of the most important parts of preparing your buyers to evaluate the home is to help them understand the things they should look past. As you ask buyers for their comments on the homes, help them distinguish between the things they liked and didn't like. If their dislikes are things like the yard size or structure of the home, things that cannot be easily changed, ask them if that is a deal breaker. When it comes to things like wall color or lack of landscaping, discuss easy, low-cost solutions and help them see past these issues. Have your buyers use the home tour checklist to guide them as to what to look at in the home and to make comments. You should use the home tour checklist found in the Ignite toolkit as well. Remember, Every time you take buyers out to look at a home, you are also previewing the home for other potential buyers. As a real estate expert, you need to be aware of what is on the market.
Okay, that's great advice here. Help them to distinguish between things that they like and they didn't like. Never minimize what is important for your buyers. Never say, oh, that's nothing. Okay, maybe for you, but for them it's really important. Validate that. Say, okay, I get what you're saying. I hear you.
That's important for you.
That's important for you. And then present options. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I remember that you mentioned that to me. However, in this case, you have the option to pay the room for less price. You're buying this property for 10,000 less, and the cost of repainting the property gonna cost you like a 2,000. So you're saving a lot of money by doing yourself than getting into the ready moving condition property. So yes, never minimize what is important to them. However, you have the option to give them different options, what they can do to see how they respond to it. If you notice that your buyer already tells you that they don't wanna move a finger, they just wanna move in, so don't show properties to them that they need work.
Right.
Don't show properties to them unless that you plan to do yourself. Because I have a listing, I had a listing, it has a really strong colors like yellow, green, dark green, no, light green, dark green, and yellow, like yellow.
The 70s.
And looks like 70s, but my clients are like from the 80s, but they're from the rancho. So they like those colors. So as Rhonda mentioned the other day, how we live is not how we sell. The property was recently painted, so they don't see a reason why they have to paint it again. So I had these clients that they were looking for a property that needs to have access from the back. And the property has the access from the back. And I said, okay, let's go, and if you like the property and you like the floor plan, don't worry about the colors of the house, we're going to paint it for you. I was looking, I had a listing, so I bring in the buyer. So if that happened, it gives me leverage to invest and make that sale happen. So I did that. My husband is a general contractor, so he painted it up.
Oh, lucky you.
Yeah, he painted it up for us.
Go paint it.
So sometimes you're making good commission, and it's only $500 of investment. I don't say losing money because it's money that you don't have. You're investing your money.
Right.
Because if you keep that client happy, that client will not refer you.
Yeah, it's gonna be worth it in the
So
end.
it's something that you can do to make the home be the real home. Don't be, what is the word that they use?
Stingy. Greedy.
Greedy.
Oh, greedy,
About- Okay, so you have your checklist page for the home tour. It's page 18. So you can make copies of these ones and give it to your clients every time that you go and show properties, so they can check what they like, what they don't like, and what are the things that they see in comments. Most likely, 70% of the clients don't want to use them. Trying to use them only with the D and C clients.
Oh, okay.
The I and the S, you give me this, I'm gonna put it there. I'm gonna have everything in my mind.
Yeah.
Everything is here. I don't need to write anything down.
Right.
So it's for the D's and the C's work perfectly fine. Hmm?
You mentioned the D's and the C's and the I's and the S's and all that stuff. Where do you find definition of each of those?
Okay, you can ask Drew to give you like this assessment, but it's a page when you can see all the qualities or all the characteristics or behavioral style that each person has. and you can kind of learn more about the behavior of your clients. The way that they talk, the way that they handle themselves. You notice that the E's speak faster than the S. The S is more caring. Do you know Maite Peña?
Maite Peña?
Okay. She's an agent here, and when you talk to her, she's always calm. Is that those type of person that is willing to hug you and cry with you, and if you share a story with her, she cries, she feels the pain. I am like that too, but I'm more high there. Hey, everybody attention here. I am here.
Drew told me that you can go online and look up free disc search online too?
Yes.
Will that help?
You
That
find out
helps.
this personality assessment.
Huh?
But every agent in this office,
DISC, personality assessment.
Oh, okay.
every agent on this office, I don't know if they used to do that, but they have one. If you don't have one, ask Adam or Garrett to do that for you. And on the report, you're gonna see
What you are.
your assessment, and you're gonna see the characteristics for the other behavioral styles as well.
Was that that test that when we filled out all the paperwork at the end of it?
For your personality.
Yes.
Was that that personality test?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's the one.
Yeah, you get like
Well, it
50
was
pages of
Yeah, it was
stuff on your
online.
personality.
Yeah,
All
It was
those
online.
questions.
And
Yes.
you get like, it'll be like different charts of like, you know, you're more of a, like for me, I'm almost 100% C. So
Yeah.
it's like
No.
super high. Yeah, it's terrible. And then like, it'll show your breakdown then.
Yeah.
Are you
so
in coaching?
you as a C,
No.
you're gonna use this chart, right?
Yeah.
So how do I find out the results of that?
You can talk to Adam.
Oh, and they'll let me know.
Yeah.
Yeah, let them know like I wanna do the
This is
test.
all this
Like,
Okay.
But I haven't done that assessment.
Well,
Yeah.
you did do.
Ask them to do
Be
it
like,
for
give me
you.
my results.
I know,
Okay.
it's a-
They should email them to you.
Let's move on to the page
Any questions?
20.
Yeah.
Page, sorry.
Page 20. Mhm. This is for you to read it in silence or go through at home, because it's more like common sense as an agent and respect to the properties and the owner and the listing agent. And especially you notice on the last line says, notify the listing agent if you notice anything is wrong.
Something like that happened. I just did an open house early on at a ranch home, and when I came in, all the lights were on, the heater was on, and there was geese all in the backyard roaming. So I'm thinking, that's the way it is, you know, like that's the way they left it when they say leave the house the way it is. And I've only done open houses at vacants, so it's pretty obvious, you know, turn off the lights. But when I left, like I was asking the lender, like, do you think I should turn off the lights? She was like, no, they may want their lights on, things like that. I was like, okay. I get a text from her at 8:30. Hey Lindsay, the lights are left on, the geese are just in the back. And I was like, it was like that, you know? And like she was like, oh my god, the geese were out in the back? I was like, yes, they were out. And like, I don't mess with animals, I'm not gonna put them back. So she basically told me an agent before showed it and left it like that.
So that's what is important, because you don't want them to blame you.
Yeah, I was like, next time
Okay,
I'm just gonna
so-
call you because I never showed a house. It was owner occupied, so I was like, I've never shown it before, but like now I learned a lesson. Like,
Call the agent and say, okay, I find out the property has all the lights on. Do you want me to leave it like that, or do you want me to turn it off?
and I could have saved that, you know, weird thing and the owners being mad and stuff. I could have prevented that. So that's
Yeah.
basically like, just
Yeah.
call them.
So you gotta
and ask.
cover yourself. with-
Yeah, because
Yes.
agents don't care.
Yes,
So
because
someone
when you
showed it
open the
before.
lockbox, guess who is the last person that they check the property? They always
Yes,
gonna
they
back.
know there's a record, right?
Yeah, so I was
They're gonna
lucky
go
on
back
that.
always with the last person. And if you were the last person,
Then
they're
it's
gonna blame
Yeah,
you.
they would have been like, well, no one else showed it. And
Yes.
even if the people did that and they're lying, like the homeowners, I probably would have never shown houses for
Most of the
again. You know?
agents, when they want a light on, they put it in the remarks. Leave the front light on.
But still, just call them.
Sometimes you
Call
notice
your
that
assistant
they
and-
put a tape and say, don't turn it off
Yeah.
on the switch. And they label it, don't turn it off. So, and if you don't have anything on that, call them. And if you notice that it was a window broke, call them.
Oh, yeah, anything like that, like even if
You
their
don't
doors
want
are
them to
unlocked.
come back and install things from the property, even if it's not your listing, if it's not your seller. Do for others what you want them to do for you.
They might blame you.
Yeah.
They have your thing on the
So
century.
this is common sense and things of respect for the properties and sellers, listing agents. Let's work together as a team. You never know, maybe the listing agent gonna hold you forever and you're gonna be the best agent in her mind because you help them to fix a problem before it gets to worse. If you notice that it's people breaking into the property, so I remember one time I went and show, and it was my listing, I went in to show my listing, and it smelled like a fresh soap on the shower, like somebody just take a shower, and you notice the water on the shower, and the property was vacant, and it smelled like the soap.
Oh
Like
my.
they use this smelling soap, and they said, wow. So I know that it was vacant, so I didn't have to call my seller, but I called the sharing report and filed a paper notifying them that the property is vacant. So when you have a vacant property in a neighborhood that most likely is not the best one and is possibly that they can break into the property, notify the sheriff that the property is vacant, so when they patrol the area and they notice that there's people there, they stop to make sure that that property has authorization to be there. And notify your seller that you're gonna do that for them to protect the property.
Just let the sheriffs know that it's vacant?
Yes, it's a form that you have to fill it up.
Oh,
Yeah.
is it?
And we have a lot of scams on the past. We don't hear so much about it anymore. However, there were people during the crash of the market, when the properties were vacant, the bank's properties, they start renting those properties.
Oh.
They don't even have the right to rent it, and they advertise, home for rent. People came and meet them, they have an application,
Give
a
them
contract,
money.
give them money, and they rent the properties. And
They
give
give
the
the down
properties to the
payment.
potential tenant and
Oh.
grab the deposit and the payment. And then you go to the property and find out that the property is just rented. And you have an assignment from the bank, and you already report the bank the property was vacant, because I used to do VPOs for the banks before, and I do my drive-bys, and I went back to the bank. Property vacant, this condition, blah, 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 and I describe. And then they send me the next assignment. And when I go back to do the next assignment, the property is occupied. They just have a contract, somebody renting it. So that contract is valid unless you can prove that the property was reported that was vacant.
So you probably helped them with that.
Yeah,
It was
it's
vacant.
difficult, it's difficult.
That's so scary. Someone just posted about that they have a listing that someone made a post saying that it's being rented.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah, okay, you saw that.
Okay, so let's go to page 21.
Gotta work with a partner.
No, sorry. 22, right?
Yeah, we did that. Okay, this one wants us to work together on features and benefits. I don't know if you want us to do that.
Yeah. No, we're gonna skip this one.
Yeah.
We,
So 22.
we talk about a little bit of the benefits, never mention the features, mention the benefits. We're gonna go back to the 21, and we already talked about a little bit about that pay attention to the body language, facial expressions, asking about motivations, asking detailed questions. Make comparison between one home to another home, as I just mentioned. The wife wants like more one, the husband like the other better. So I say, okay, the difference between this one and this one is not the space, is the condition one. One was present remodel, however it was in 1970s, the other one was on the 90s view. One with better insulation, the other one not so good. The one that has a front landscape nicely done. The other one didn't have anything on the front yard, just dirt. So we made the comparison together, and they ended up making the decision. So Now we're gonna have
It's going back. You can see. 23 is scripts.
we have the scripts.
Yeah, 23 is scripts. We didn't do 22 or signals. Let's see.
So I like this phrase, where there is no passion, there is no vision. So that's why in the buying consultation, we need to find out what is the motivation. What is why they want to buy a home. So I find many things in my life. I have clients that they buy it because they need more space. Clients that they buy it because they want to own a home. Clients that they buy it because they want to have an investment. And clients that they buy it because they see the value versus buy versus rent. So it depends, but at the end, what really is deep inside them, what is so important for them to own a home. So if you are able to gain the trust and go and have the right answer, for you guys it's gonna be so easy to sell a home to your clients. They're gonna buy the first home that you show it to them. You're not gonna be a showing agent, you're gonna be a selling agent. And normally I go with my clients most of the time, 3 times the most. If they don't make a decision and I don't find a way to make them make a decision, I bring my husband along. I don't know this guy. He has something like this ability to brainwash the people, literally.
Oh, wow.
He pointed out the things and made them see what they want to see and get them so excited that they decide to put an offer on the property.
Wow.
I had a listing on Lancaster and Pandel East. The husband likes the property and he wants to buy it. The wife totally against it. Totally against it. So I had a listing, so I would love to do lending. Who doesn't, right? So I told my husband, the husband is ready to put an offer, but the wife is not. She wants to see more properties, so I'm gonna go and show them another 3 properties and to compare, and then they're gonna make the decision. So we went to see the first property, and the wife was like, and my husband forget about which property was my listing. And that wasn't the property, that wasn't my listing. So he started, when he noticed the face of the wife, he started pointing out the things that she can do, how she can see herself on the property. So she started getting, oh yeah, oh yeah, and talking to the husband, we can do this. And when they started going upstairs, they went first, and then my husband, and then me, and when he was in front of me, it's an important property. I want to sell to them. So when we went down, on the other hand, let's go and see the other ones because I can see that this may be a problem with this property, but let's go and see the other ones. My husband did the whole talking there. Then finally we went to my listing, which I want to sell to them. So, and then he said, oh my goodness, and pointed out all the benefits, all the features that they have on the property. Her husband was a handyman, so he do some kind of remodelation, so for them to put the home into the big, transform the home into the dream home, it wasn't a problem for them. So, yeah, I did sold the property to them. My husband was the tool for the leverage that I use, and I always use him. Every time I have a client who is not making a decision, I bring him along.
So it's good at visualizing things for them?
Yes.
He's a good talker.
Yes, he's a good
Is he
doctor.
a salesman?
He's general contractor, however, he always worked he always was supervising in a high position in the company when he was before. So he's like a people person.
People person, yeah.
And somehow he has that, if you talk to him 5 minutes, he gains your trust.
That's awesome.
It's the kind of person that is easy to trust. That's why I married him 2 weeks after I met him in person.
Oh my gosh.
It's a different story.
You gotta tell us this.
Yeah, he brainwashed my
He
brain.
brainwashed you.
I don't regret 28 years later. I don't regret
It was
it.
meant to be.
Yeah, nah. And he gave you trust, but he's a person who you can trust.
I like that.
Okay, so
Bless you.
this is for you guys. You have a homework to do.
No.
Practice your scripts, how to handle the objection with your buyers. And it's something that you don't want to learn here, but it's something that you should highlight, put apart,
23.
so you don't forget what is this. Make a copy, put it in an index card. So somehow you can have access to them when you are sitting on the lobby, waiting for somebody. Hey, put it up, practice.
Yeah.
Download it, make a photo, put it on your phone, have access to this information so every time that you have a free time, you can read it and say, oh, I should be practicing the script, but I don't have it with me right now. Have it available. Now with the technology, there is no excuse.
You always have 5-10 minutes here or there and you
Yes.
just look it up.
Yes, look it up. Practice, practice, practice. Practice makes you perfect. If you have a good hearing, the only reason I blame on after living on this country for 27 years and not able to communicate properly and have my vocabulary at the level it should be is because I am deaf from this side. So I blame on that.
I understand you.
So that's why. So you say, Gloria, you seem smart. Why you struggle with the English language still? Oh, I am deaf from this side and it's hard for me to really get the sounds and the pronunciations. So
You
that-
speak perfect English to me, you just have an accent.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. You're gonna be one of my best friends forever. Okay, so let's get it done. 24.
It won't match up on some.
Bring your buyers to a decision. Help them. That's what you are there. Reaffirm that you are working on their best interest and you never gonna buy them something that you know that in the future gonna backfire them.
Right.
Make sure that you do your due diligence on behalf of your buyer, that you investigate, that you have all the information regarding the property, that you answer all these questions to them. If not, be ready to pay the price. Because things happen like myself, this last client I represented, the last offer that we get into escrow, I supposed to have to put on the offer for the seller to fix the cracked glass on the window. And I forgot about it. So we put it on the request for repairs. They didn't want to do it. So what's going to happen, I'm going to leave the window with the glass crack.
You paid for it.
I'm going to pay for it. And because I didn't put it on the offer, I mentioned to my buyer that I'm going to do. Because, we put it on the offer, don't worry. We put it on the offer. If they say yes to the offer, most likely they're going to fix it. And he's keeping me asking me, they going to change the window? I forgot, but I'm going to put it on the request for repairs. So when they reply back with the request for repairs, they say no to that. I say, don't worry, I'm going to do it for you. But you have to send me a claim. Yeah. I work for you and you work for me. And he already sent me 2 leads. So we're working on that one.
Maybe that worked out.
Yeah. So never think that you're losing money. You're never going to lose money. Sometimes you're gonna gain more, sometimes you're gonna gain less, and you're always going to gain something. Never see that as losing, it's investment. Making sure that your clients know that you are doing your best to represent them and to get what they want and to cover what is important to them. For my client, was really important that window because he asked me more than 3 times if they said I'm going to fix it up before we close. And I said, don't worry, because I knew that even if the seller say no, I can handle that. And never try to cover your mistakes. Accept what you did wrong and say, we have a saying in Spanish, they say, metidas patas. How do you say it in English?
Put your foot in your mouth?
I don't know if it's the right translation, but it's like my foot went deeper than I was expecting. So, however, don't worry, I'm gonna take responsibility for that. So making sure that you admit your mistakes, so your clients don't try to cover those mistakes or trying to blame them to the others. They're gonna respect you more if you admit it and you take responsibility for it. That's how you gain the trust of your clients. I've been selling homes to this family. I think at least 30 members of that family already bought a home from me or with me. And they keep referring me I am working with the second generation right now. First the parents and now the sons, and they're looking forward to the grandchildren too. Now I changed my technique. Right now I don't deliver the keys to the parents, I deliver the keys to the clients and making sure that they understand that I'm the agent for them. So those are my clients. So every time I call my clients and ask for the children, I don't say, oh, where is Jimmy? I say, where is my client? How is my client doing? And when I saw them, I said, oh, here come my client.
My future generation.
Yeah, so making sure that they see you as the future agent. If you want to keep on this business for the next 20 years. Okay.
25.
Yeah, 25. So every time that you show up properties, I should buyers to rank that property on a scale 1 to 10. You should each record that number on your home tour checklist. The purpose is to continuously decide which property is ranked at the top of the possible offer. Ask them why they rank a home lower or higher. As I mentioned, ask questions. Ask questions. Don't give answers. Don't give your opinion. When I started this business, I remember that I always asked one agent to go with me to show properties. And one day my client said, when we set up the appointment to see some properties, he said, can you come along? I don't like the other lady, always pushing us. Did you see this? Did you see this? He said, I get bored. He said, I don't like it. I feel the pressure. No, I said, okay. So making sure that you're matching your client's behavior. Not all of them wants to hear your opinion. Some of them gonna ask you for your opinion. And every time they ask me for my opinion, what do you think? I say, or whatever you feel is best. When they say whatever you think is best, they put me like this type of pressure that whatever advise them and if something goes wrong is on me because they are trusting me. And I thank them. I said, I really appreciate the trust that you put in me, and I ensure that I'm gonna do my best so you can get what you want and what you're looking for. So, and I do more research. When they say, whatever you're advised to do, we go for it. I do more research on that because now I am the one who leading them making the decisions. They are not making the decisions. They chose me to lead them. And I do lead them, but I make sure that I do my research and I do sure that they understand and they have all the information so they can get. Right. I remember one time, I was totally against for my buyer to buy that property because it was overpriced the appraisal came low and they had to put money out of the pocket. And it has a lot of appraisal, and I knew that I can find something better, where they don't have to come from with money out of the pocket to cover the difference between the sale price to the appraised value. It was like 5,000, and she says, no, we want this property, and whatever happens, we want this property. Okay, sign it here. Because I want to make sure it's not to protect me, it's because on the future, maybe you forget, and you want to say, oh, Gloria sell me a high-priced property, and she make us pay this. So I want to make sure I have everything in writing, my friend. Sign here. And another situation where I was selling this property, the listing, it was a listing that I was representing the buyer to, the lending. This property has a septic system, but it didn't have the leach lines, normal leach line that is normally a tube that drain the water out from the septic tank. It has another type of system, I forgot the name of that.
Seepage good. The hole in the ground?
No, that one is, that one, instead of having the leach line, it has like a huge plastic, like an arc, that it goes the water through that, and it drains on the, it drains. But it was not long enough to really properly drain. So I have my inspector to go and certify the septic and say, I cannot certify because the system is not long enough to drain all the water. And it is a big family, the water is going to back up to the property. And my client didn't have, my seller didn't have the problem because he was a single man.
Yeah.
But the new buyer, it was a family of 7
Oh,
members.
geez, that's a big difference.
Yes. So my septic guy advised to put a new leach lines. So to make sure that the system was working properly. The septic tank was almost brand new, was 2 years old, something like that. And then the seller said, you know, I don't want to work with you guys. I want to look for another opinion. So he hired another person who gave him the certification.
Oh.
And then because I was representing the buyer as well, and I knew that the system maybe wasn't work properly for his family, I had to not tell him that because I'm not an expert, but let him know what type of system and what was the recommendation of the previous company. So we bring him along, we show him the system, it was open. I didn't let the septic guy to cover it until the buyer saw it. I showed him the system and explained him what was the advice for the other company. However, is this company saying that it's working fine and it's not a problem. And he was okay with that. We signed an addendum that he knew what the ecosystem was, what was the recommendation of the previous company, and I closed the deal. So making sure that your clients have the whole information, all the information possible, so that way they know that you care. And you didn't hide anything from them. Not even you representing the seller. It's the hard part to represent a buyer is when you are representing the seller as well. So, according to this, we're gonna have a video. How to create urgency to the buyers. I don't know if we have it here or not. No, I don't think so. We have it here. So, let me call Ashley to see if we have the video or not. We're almost done, I think. Let me call Ashley to see if she can come and put us the video. We have it here. I'd like him to transfer my call to Ashley. Yes. Do we have the video for the class or not? Okay, thank you. Okay, let's read on the 27th. I'm gonna ask Brandon to read the script, set up the next appointment. 27, page 27.
Okay, so scripts, so set up the next appointment. So Mr. Buyer, before we part company, let's get out our calendars and set up our next meeting to look for that home you want to buy. If nothing worth seeing has hit the market by Friday, I will call you and we'll reschedule for the next Saturday.
Yes. So right there, don't let it go to home and say, okay, we call later, we talk to later to see when is the next day. Right there, what is the next day that you have available? Right? I pretty like open. At least I have a commitment like today. A client call me, Gloria, I have a free day, I'm not working this morning, can you show me properties? I'm sorry, I already have a commitment day, but if I don't have an appointment, see, I am doing lead generation, I go home and show the property to them. Yes, and reschedule my lead generation for later. If you are, I was sharing yesterday, if you,
I'm sorry, I don't see a video for a
okay,
session name.
maybe Drew forgot to put it there. Okay, so we leave it like that.
We can watch it on our own,
Yeah.
do the Ignite thing.
I don't, I
Gotta
didn't
do
see
our
one in the
homework.
instructor area for you guys, so.
Yeah,
Sorry
okay,
about
thank
that.
you. No, Ashley.
Let me see, yeah, it doesn't say a video in this.
Yeah, it's a video instructions.
It says on there. Oh, that's weird. Oh, there it is, create by urgency. Yeah, we're gonna have to figure that out.
So, your job is not to try and sell your buyers a home that isn't right for them. But it is your job to help them recognize when a home fits their needs, wants, and values. So, if it's not for your client, it's not right for your client. Don't try to push a property that they don't like it. Like the one I sold to my cousin's husband, that the room was rectangular. They ended up selling it 2 years after. Good for me and good for them too, because I find them another good deal on the property, and they make like around in 2 years, like around 45 to 50,000 an equity. I have that less because I can say nothing more, but I am blessed to have a really good connections. It's really important that you establish that relationship with all the agents in the industry, not just from Keller Williams agents, but outside the office. I can testify that that type of relationship helped me to put my buyers and get my offer accepted in front of other offers. He Yang is one of the top agents here that she works with an investor who owns multiple properties on the valley, and they're always flipping homes. So every time I put an offer, and she have an offer for another agent, she called me and said, you know, Gloria, I prefer to work with you. I have this offer, but if we can put it together and make it under the terms that it is work for the buyers and the seller, I prefer to work with you. Be that type of agent, that the listing agent choose you among other agents, because they know that the professional service gonna make the transaction work smooth. If you don't know, don't be afraid to say, I am new. Don't fear to say that. If they try to give you an advice on something, accept it. Oh, thank you for, I didn't think on that. Thank you for the advice. And ask them for recommendations. So that way, you're gonna build that relationship with that connection with all the agents. I remember when I started, when the REO market hit, I was able to establish a strong relationship with many of the REO agents. So even when the property wasn't on the market yet, I see a property, let's say sometimes you were driving by, showing properties, and I see a property that has a sign, but from the listing agent, but it wasn't on the MLS yet. So I used to call the agent and say, okay, this property is coming on the market. Yeah, So what it was the price? And they told me the price, and they told me all the details, and sometimes I have my offers in before they even put it on the MLS. So as soon as the property hit the market, my offer were submitted to the system, the asset manager, and accepted before somebody else can even show it.
That's nice.
So I remember Debbie, no, it's not Jacobs. She retired. She was with Mark Troll, Berkshire Real Estate. She always said, you know, Gloria, I admire how hard you work for your buyers, and I love to work with you because I always looking for the properties that were even in the market yet. I used to visit homesteads that is Freddie Mac homepage. They list the properties that they're gonna foreclose, or the properties that they're gonna put in the market. They put it there, and they put it the name of the agent who gonna be handle that transaction. So when the inventory was so tight, I was visiting homesteads. I forgot the number of the other website. Homesteads, cat homes, all the sites.
You don't go on it anymore?
Not anymore because right now I don't have that problem. I find easily the properties for my buyers
On the MLS?
on the MLS.
Are you part of SRAR?
Yes, I do. I am part of the SRR Bakersfield MLS too.
When did you join that, like right in the beginning, SRAR, or did it take some time?
No, I joined it like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, because everyone's telling me to join it, and I'm like,
I will recommend you the new agents to partner up with someone, and split the fee. One can be the main agent and the other one can be under the agent, like we work together, and split the fee.
so does it matter, but it doesn't matter who's under who, like. so-
Everybody has no, doesn't matter, everybody has their own login.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so that way you can split the fee, lower the cost. But yes, it's important. Sometimes my clients send me properties that are not on the MLS.
Yeah, that's
Here,
the problem.
I have to access. However, if you don't have access, a broker has access, and you can contact any on the front desk and ask them to look for that property for you and put it on the printout or send it to you. Yeah.
Oh, they could do that for you if it's out of the.
They can do that. You can ask your broker. If you're looking for a property that is not in the MLS and is in Bakersfield, ask your broker. We have access to Bakersfield, San Bernardino, SRIR, and Victorville. Okay. So SRIR, it gives you access to. I'm not sure how many boards are connected, but I was selling a house to my cousin on Merced, California, and I had access through SRIR to that board.
Oh.
My Supra key opens those properties. So yeah, with SRIR you have a large coverage.
So you would sell those homes in those areas then?
If it makes sense, if the commission makes sense, yes.
Right.
Yeah, you are gonna make like a $8,000 commission and travel 3 times, 4 times. I do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, if the commission makes sense, yes. Where are you gonna get $2,000 not for
Right.
and to save the travel? It depends. Everybody's different.
So if you didn't take something like that, would you refer to somebody else in that area or another real estate agent?
If let's say it's a property that is 200 less, yes, I refer to an agent that is on there. But if the property is 300 or more, I do it myself. Because I wanna keep that relationship, because most likely they're gonna refer me to a client that's gonna buy the same amount of money.
Oh, I see, gotcha, yeah.
Yeah.
If it's not worth your time, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
Refer it to them, get you some advice.
Okay, so let's skip, and I think we're gonna be ending. For the first time, we're gonna be finishing the material. We're almost done. Page 29.
You wanna do the scripts?
The last script is,
Yeah, no, that's a part of the script, we could do the other script on our own.
yeah. So right now, let's go to the page 30 and let me know where you was in this class, and I hope I can bring value to you, because your time is very important and very valuable to me, and I hope that you enjoy the class, and got something for you. So what was your ahas for this class?
Practice objections. Practice objections.
Practice
Yeah.
objections.
Know everything about the property.
Mm-hmm.
Listen and not say stuff
Mm-hmm.
about it.
Listen, observe.
Body language, facial expressions.
Mm. Learn to observe, the reactions to their house and everything,
Mm-hmm.
so you can meet their expectations better.
Mm-hmm. Brandon, you have something to say?
And how to evaluate the homes through the MLS like we did with
Uh-huh.
that, I thought
Yes.
that was great.
Yeah, doing interactive learning is like easier
Yeah.
for a lot of people. Some of the instructors won't have us do it, and
Yeah.
some will.
I like that, I think that everybody should do that.
Yeah.
Yes,
I mean, that's
and you should
hands-on.
be practicing. You should be checking the MLS. Every morning, after I meditate for a couple of minutes, I grab my phone, I open the MLS, and I see what is new on the market every morning.
Hot sheet.
So,
the high-
do you check on the Keller Williams or you go on the Flex MLS?
In the Flex MLS.
Okay.
I check the hot sheet, what new on the market, back on the market, and price reductions.
It'll be like hot sheet, and you like look
Yes,
at that.
uh-huh.
like,
I check for those
Yeah.
three things.
Okay.
Because maybe one of the properties that one of your buyers like, went back to the market.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
All right.
Or was a price reduce also, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes they do price reductions.
I don't know if you ever work with hot homes. Hot homes, when you fill it out, you don't send an offer. You put a bid online.
They still do that?
Yes.
You
So-
use it still?
Yes, I still do that. So it's a box, they're asking you if you want your offer to be held as a backup offer. So I always check the box.
That's cool.
Not just for my buyer, because if I see that that property is a good deal, when the property is back on the market, before they put it back on the market in the MLS, they start calling all the agents that they have a backup offers.
That's awesome.
So let's say that my buyer already have another property, but I do know that this is a good deal, so I start calling my sphere of influence or the people that potentially know that they're looking for something similar. I have an inventory or a portfolio of investors that I constantly look for properties for them. So if the property fits the criteria, I send it to them.
All right.
Yeah. So it's important that you check what is back on the market.
Like when you found investors, was it just randomly? Like, did you door knock? Did you, or like, just
They
from
call me,
years?
not only they call me when I have my listings, they call me when I see a good deal.
And you didn't know them, and they
No.
called you, and
They
you
called
built
me.
that rapport with them?
I build that report and I put it on my database and my downline.
Do you ask them like where they saw it from? They just saw like online or saw like on a sign in front of someone's yard? It was just always random.
Yeah, I ask them where they get my information from.
What would they say usually? Like,
Lately from Google.
from Google.
Google?
You do Google ads.
I didn't know, but it seems like
Oh, I think it's I
The
think
thing
you
is-
set it on the website, right? That
the
they
thing is
connect
my
you to
son
Google
is helping me
also.
with my system.
Oh.
So my
yes.
son set up my accounts and help me with command. So I didn't know that. I don't know what he's
You know
promoting my
no.
business on. Last week somebody called me to get information on how to apply for Section 8.
Do you do that?
I think he put or keep promoting me like looking for renters. We work with renters, Section 8, or, because sometimes I handle property for my clients that wants to put it for rent, and we accept Section 8 on the rental
Oh, okay.
properties. So maybe that's why he put it Section 8. So she called me. So I didn't say, oh, I'm not working. I said, oh, yeah, I am driving right now, but text me your email address and I can send you. Tell me your full name and email address and I can send you the information where you can contact. So that way I have a new contact on my database. Maybe she don't want to buy now. Maybe she never get a Section 8. Maybe I am able to convince her that it's better her best interest to buy a home.
Yeah, maybe get it
But
approved.
now I have the information and I look into to work with her.
Do you know if your son does Facebook ads for you too, or you do?
That my little daughter does that.
Oh my gosh, you
Yeah.
have like a team.
Yeah. She charged me $35 a month.
Even your husband troubleshooting for you, that's good.
Yeah. No.
Because that's a hard one, when you find people you cannot,
Come on.
convert them.
Yeah.
It's
These
hard,
people
you
that
need to-
somehow you are not able to fully connect with them. They like you, they trust you, but somehow is something that you're not able to make them sure that, or convince them. But my husband does.
You need to, let your husband help Carlos, like, rent him out for a
I
day.
know, I gotta say, you wanna take my husband?
Give it a little glance or
You should start asking people fees for that.
So, working with buyers, finding the right home for them, and get them to make a decision is going to depend on how much they trust you, how much they value your opinion, how much confidence they have that you are giving them a good advice. So it's up to you guys to build that trust, that relationship with your buyers, and everything gonna go really smooth. I have a client that, those type of clients that they worry for everything. That this client that I just mentioned, that they call me that, Gloria, we went to a war. What's going to happen with the house?
It's gonna get exploded.
So he called me every day with
A new
a
worry.
concern. With a concern. Every day he has a different concern. Gloria, do we like the break yet? No, and remember, we need to get the approval first, so we like the rate. Otherwise, if we don't have enough time to close it, you have to pay to relax the rate, and we don't want that. But what happens if the rate is going to go up? Most likely right now it's stable, so don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And he told me yesterday, Gloria, the only reason I called you is because I hear this and I hear that, and every time I talk to you, you help me to get relaxed. So now I am your therapist.
Yeah, this is gonna be an extra fee.
Yeah. So build that type of relationship that they feel like a secure when they talk to you. You want that from the clients, and you want to have a client for life, not for a transaction. Every time that, yesterday he called me and said, Gloria, somehow I think that David, because he's the lender, David Valencia, he's putting all these excuses not to give me the approval because he wants the rate to go up. And if that happens, I'm not buying.
Dude, what's wrong with this guy?
Let me take you back. Let's go back. David worked for you, not for the bank. It's not in our benefit, not David's benefit, not my benefit, for you to pay a higher interest rate. We want you to keep you happy. So believe me, we are doing our best to get you the best because we want you to refer clients to us.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm gonna go to sleep
Yeah.
now.
So you never know. You're gonna have those type of clients. Make sure that you know how to calm them down. So make sure that they understand what is your position and that you work with people that they have the same principles and the same mission as yourself. You cannot work with an agent who is only thinking as a client for a transaction. Because they're gonna give them the higher rate, they're gonna charge you as many points as they can, they're gonna provide you with the best program. So make sure that the lenders that you're working with, they are lenders that are on the same mindset and the business of helping people, because this is not about just selling. It's about helping families to build their wealth through real estate.
But how do we find those lenders?
Talk to him.
Talk to them.
Yeah,
Literally go
Analyze
next
it.
door.
huh?
Go next door to Mortgage Express.
Share your values with them.
Yeah.
Share your values with them.
Who do you use?
I use Haria here,
In-house or?
in-house lender.
Oh, okay.
David works for there too, right? David Valencia?
David Valencia works for here too,
Have you
but
ever
he's on the
used-
east side.
Have you ever used Juanita?
Yes, in the past,
And, Carol?
my best right now. She's my buddy.
So you use all of them, or you
I
have
use
them?
all of them.
But it
Who do you
just,
use
it
the
comes
most
from
of?
experience.
Who is the one that you
It's gonna be different for everyone.
Right now, the ones that get most on my list is Carl. However,
Who's that?
I work a lot with this program that is from the county program. Maybe you already hear about it and you don't know how to give access to your clients to that type of loans. They give the first-time home buyers 20% to $75,000 for down payment to the first-time home buyers. They have to qualify. They have to have residency or citizenship. If they have a work permit, they don't qualify
What's
for
it
that
called?
program. HOP, H-O-P.
Hope, is there anything else, like, where do we search that at?
You can search HOP, homeownership programs on LA County and online. You're gonna see a list of lenders there, and you're gonna see the criteria. The thing with this
LA
program,
County.
they have to buy on the unincorporated areas on LA County. It's not for Panel, it's not for Lancaster.
Oh, unincorporated, like the ranch homes.
Like for
Okay.
rural areas.
Cool.
And it's only 10 loans or 10 funds granted every time they release the funds. These funds are not available all the time. It have a release date. It has a lot of regulations that we have to follow. It's, this home inspection is a must for that type of loan. And in the home inspection, the inspector call hazard or safety issues, they have to be fixed before the close of escrow. And the inspector has to write a letter for us saying that the property is free of safety and hazard issues and all the property condition is secure.
Okay.
So, yeah, you need to know how the loan works, and I work a lot with that program, and they don't work with that program. So I have my lender on a wheelchair
Oh, okay, that's far.
down there.
Yeah.
So it's like a partnership. I don't make any money on the loan because it's a RESPA, against RESPA regulation.
Yeah.
However, I kind of feel that I do have on the loan because I collect all the documentation from my clients, I scan it, and I send it to my buyer, so my buyer can send it to the lender because they cannot receive documentation from me. So if they don't have access to a scan, my clients, I have to scan the documentations, and when they need to sign something for the lender, that needs a wet signature because that type of loan, it requires wet signature, not electronic. So they have to come with me and they have to sign those documentations that they supposed to have to meet with the lender. However, because the lender is outside, I do all that for them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So always walk with the extra mile. Don't think, it's not my job. Yeah, your job is making sure that the transaction closes on time. So it's just to help.
Sometimes you find people that they have good credit, but they don't have the money to buy yet. And they're like, I have to wait because I have to save money for the down payment or something. So it's good to know all these programs and everything.
It's really good to know.
Because you can help them actually, you know?
60% of the buyers, first-time home buyers, use down payment assistance. Okay. There is lender that charge points upfront, and there is lender that doesn't charge anything upfront.
So they don't do down payment assistance?
See, they do down payment assistance. However, you need to look for those lenders that doesn't charge points upfront. So
So they
that
charge
way you're
points.
saving money. And most of the lenders that charge points upfront when they do the down payment assistance, they do charge. So I have one that they don't charge.
Who's that?
He's from another company. So when my client is going to need a down payment assistance, I send them to the lender. That way they save money. So yes, I work with many lenders. It depends on my client's needs.
You
So
just
it
learned.
depends on the needs.
Yes, my how do you say? My house is here, and I use my lender, in-house lender, my in-house escrow, my in-house title. However, if it's in the best interest to my client to go to another lender, I send them to another lender.
If it's for best interest for what?
For my client, for my
Oh,
client.
okay.
You'll find out
Because
with
that's what we're doing
experience.
anyways, right? That's a real.
Yeah, that's a
agent
problem
looking
because most
for
of your clients
help,
doesn't
yeah.
know.
Yes.
But they will know when they talk to the cousin and say, hey, I bought a home. I did too. How much do you spend on your home? I spent 7,000. I spent 3,000. And they're gonna come back to you and say, you know, my cousin said that he only spent 3,000. Why I spent 7,000?
Yeah.
So, because at the end, they trust you. And whatever you refer, they think that you're referring the best.
How do you know which was best for others? Did you just learn that on the way, or?
Automatically, like I say that they're looking to buy on Lake LA or Little Rock. I thought, and they never home on the past. They are first-time home buyers. We start talking about the HOP program. If they qualify for it, we go for it. If not, the second option is USDA, 100% financing, no down payment.
So what if they wanna live in Palmdale and
If
like,
they
you
wanna
don't
live
know
in
about
Palmdale?
their income and stuff, like?
I talked to them. I forgot to mention my background. I started as a loan processor on 2004, 2005,
Okay,
2006.
so you got it in on that.
So,
Cause I'm like, you know a lot about this and like the
Yes.
lending information, like I'm sure to a lot of real estate agents is still like over their head.
and I
They
can,
just leave it on them and want like them to do the best,
no.
but we need to know too, and it's like, it's another facet, like, oh my gosh, we need to know about this too,
Yeah.
on top of all this, like.
Yes. But that way you can talk to your clients. When a person come to me and call me, Gloria, I want to buy a home. I hear there is a lot of free time home buyer programs. The FHA, people think that FHA is for free time home buyers, and it's not.
That's a federal law.
It's a program created for low, medium, and low income families to have access to on the buying process with a low down payment. But now we have the USDA, 0 down payment. We have the My Home Ready, just 3% down payment.
Is USDA only unincorporated lands too?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the catch.
Yes, and you can buy in Rosemont, you can buy in California City. With the HUB program, it's only for LA County.
Pulp
Well,
So
program?
it doesn't matter
Yeah.
exactly where, just as long as it's LA County.
No,
Unincorporated.
unincorporated area of LA County.
Or
Like unincorporated, like
It's not part of
a
the city
ranch
because
home.
something that is a little like more out of the city.
can be because part of the Park Hills area is unincorporated. White Fence is
Yeah, I'm
unincorporated.
showing a home for Ileana, it's on M4, and that's what Juanita told me, I didn't even know about this, it like literally doesn't have a road, it's a dirt road, it says Palmdale, but it's considered unincorporated.
Right,
Basically, the permit people can't bother them, so people like that too, like with permits and things like that, but for the loans, I didn't even know that,
So
so,
different areas
Great.
qualify for different loans?
yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
You need
okay.
to,
Care County has their own programs for free time home buyers.
So how do we know about all this? How
Ask
do
your
we-
lenders.
Let's get more information, get the lenders, search on the internet, what programs are available for Care County for free time home buyers.
Right, right.
And call the lenders.
They
Yeah.
need to tell you everything, like.
If you tell them,
They'll tell me because they want.
if you told
Yeah, they
them
want business.
that you are new
You
agent,
just gotta.
they gonna try to get you the most information because they want to
Yeah,
gain your business.
That's how I
Yeah,
connected with
exactly.
Hadia and Carol and Juanita, and Juanita
So
actually goes to
call
open
the
houses.
oh,
lenders.
really?
Right now you don't have a business, you don't have a show income.
Exactly.
You have
Yeah,
time.
put it in
If
something
you walk in and
special.
be like, I'm a new
To make
agent, I
calls to
wanna
the
know
lenders,
about
to
this,
build
like,
that
give me the thought
relationship,
checklist,
to
don't
know
like,
the
give me your
program.
card, give me your
Ask them to
business.
send you information about
Are
those
they in
programs.
this building? You want-
They're literally right next door, Mortgage
Ask them
Express.
question, what is the
and
FICO
Contract
score?
Yeah.
Literally right
Yeah.
here.
What is
next
the
door, when
loan
you
to
walk out, you
value?
see it.
It's mortgage.
What is the
Mortgage Express,
Oh, okay.
yeah, and they're awesome.
Want to buy.
Okay.
debt to income? You know what is debt to income means?
Yeah, the amount of debt to their income that they have.
Yeah, what they have to pay against what they making.
Mhm.
So, most conventional, you can only go to 45% on your income. You cannot use more than 55% for your income. With the FHA, you can use up to 55%. That's why a lot of lenders using this one because they have more purchase power with FHA than with conventional. However, if you decide to go with FHA and down payment assistance, you have to go back down to 45% if they're using down payment assistance. So if somebody qualify for a 250,000 with putting their own down payment and they decide to go with down payment assistance, they don't want to qualify for more than 225.
Mm.
So they have the pros and the cons.
It will always matter, like,
Yeah.
different people, you know,
Yeah.
different
We-
people's and.
With the USDA, you cannot go more than 39%. So, like in my case, my clients qualify for 300,000, but he's buying in Lake LA. So I knew that in Lake LA we can find a really nice property for 240. So he can easily qualify for the USDA, no problem.
And it's zero down. if you
Zero
get
down.
it.
Yeah.
But the closing costs they have to pay.
They have to pay the closing cost, however, you can have the option to ask the seller for part of the closing cost. and
So they
save
come
money
up
to your
with this.
parents.
Mhm.
And the property that we put in offering was a multiple situation offers, so my client has to pay his own closing costs to be able to
Again,
get the property.
That won't be that much though, and there's no
Yeah.
down, I mean.
Yeah,
There are some downs, like with the conventional loan that I saw, literally it
Yeah.
would be 97,000 on a house, like, who just has 97,000 just like?
so I do my buyer's consultation, I kind of pre-qualify them. I ask them how much they have to pay per month, how much they're making around. And if they bring their best stuff, I see the year today, I divide it, and I make my.
She's different than us.
But for example, like for us, that seems like we're like new, right, in the field. How can we, or what kind of tool can we use to like get kind of like an estimate of pre-qualification?
Just
If they don't
lender.
wanna go to the lender right away,
I go to the
there's no
lender.
way?
Okay, ask them questions.
Just
Ah,
ask the question.
The questions, ask them questions, how much they make, how much they spend, and in the credit. If they say, oh, I pay $100 on the electricity, no, it doesn't count. Tell me what is on your, like credit cards, card payments, sometimes they pay in the dental services, things like that. Something that
Child
only
support.
shows on your credit.
Uh-huh.
And,
There's this they'll
yeah,
send
so
to you,
then,
if you go over to word.
so yes, ask them questions, that's the best way to really
The doc checklist
know
that you can send to them.
who going to be the best
Get your-
lender
get
for
your
them.
stuff
And then the lender will give
I-
us
I can
information on a lot of
Thank
stuff,
you.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I recommend you to have in your phone,
Andrea, ¿sabes algo?
all the phone has a place to put notes, right?
Yeah, I use notes, yeah.
So, put what the requirements items that the lender going to need
571.
for the pre-qualification. And when you call them and say, okay, I hear that you said that the phone with the lender, I know you get the list, but here's the list of the items that they're gonna need from you. Make sure that you bring them with you for your appointment.
Oh, just send them that list?
I'm gonna send them the list. I always copy and paste to the text.
Oh, so that's a quick thing that you do right away?
Yeah, right away.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they say, what are you gonna need to be qualified? What the lender gonna ask me for? Oh, I'm gonna send you a text with the items that you're gonna need to bring. And they have one in Spanish and one in English.
Oh, that's cool.
So I just text you.
So then they kinda know what to look for when they do
Yeah.
call the lender.
Yes.
That's great, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Just like that wolf.
So, and sometimes they say, okay, I have my 2018 year taxes. I don't know where I left the 17. Don't worry about the 17 because I don't know if you knew this. The 17 is not really used to qualify them. It's only as a reference if they are making more money or they're losing income.
Oh,
But it's not like a, just really like a kill, they don't bring them on the first,
It's the doc
Appointment
checklist
with the
for
lender.
Mortgage Express, so if you have people that.
because sometimes they say,
don't
oh,
know
I cannot go, I'm gonna reschedule my appointment because I don't find my 2017 year taxes. Don't worry, you don't need it right away. You can bring it later.
So like pay stubs, 2 years W-2.
I don't have all my pay stubs. Just bring the last one.
Like things they need to.
Just bring the last one. It's more preferably if they bring the 4, but if just they have the last one,
Mike.
that's okay too.
And sometimes also if people don't mind, sometimes they just can send like by text or something to the
Okay.
lender, right, the
Mhm.
information.
Yeah.
They can look at it, just,
Yes.
you don't have to even go to the office.
Yeah.
Everything can be done electronically now.
Every chain, it has two ways to qualify buyers. We have one
You'll put
way
the name on
Yeah, I'll have my name.
Full
on there, so I'll
documentation.
save it in there.
them. Yeah.
where they submit the full package of the income tax for the underwriter to review the income and the W-2 program. Why we go with one and not the other? Sometimes people who has W-2s put expenses on their income tax, so they make deductions. So they say, okay, I made 75,000. However, I spent 20,000 and this and this and this and this. So at the end, they're netting only 55. So they're gonna be qualified based on the 55,000.
Yeah, like I had a problem with that, someone
So
told me. that-
FHA has a program that is a W-2 only. So
It matters for child support too, right? Like, if they
Yeah,
say they
and-
make something and then it's like, okay, but you're being charged child support, they don't think like that. They just think And I'm like, okay, you're making this, that's, it was like already low. And then they told me, oh yeah, I have child support payments. I'm like, we'll see.
Yeah, it's been nice talking to you guys, so I'm gonna let you guys go.
Oh,
I
thank
hope
you.
you come out of this class and let's start homes and yes, if you do fine, you're doing better than yesterday, but if you do then you're gonna be on the top.
Thank you, Gloria.
Great, thank you very much. Appreciate
You're
it.
very welcome. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your time and all your personal experiences. Yeah, so.
And when you work with Keller Williams, you don't work with for a brand, you work with a family. So don't hesitate to contact for questions and
Do you have a business card?
yes, I
We're
do.
gonna be calling you, Mike. She was one of the first
That's me.
agents I met.
Yes, that's me.
Yes, that's
It's gonna be more easy for me to answer your questions over the text than over the phone.
Okay, thank you.
I have it already. I have it, and in my contacts.
Yeah.
I remember we met. She was like, "You millennials." I was like,
Candidate, I forgot to mention about the millennials. Most of the millennials are afraid of the aliens because they went through the meltdown, losing their homes, seeing their uncle losing homes, seeing their parents go through the stress of foreclosure on their property. So they blame on the agents. So don't. If you notice that the millennials have a little reaction, they have a why.
they just want to rent.
They have a why and it's validated. And they have a reason and it's valid reason.
Yeah.
So it's your job to making sure that they understand that you are not that kind of agent, that you really are professional and you're working for them.
A lot of people my age just think it's not possible. They're like,
Yeah.
I'm like, they're always like,
People
do
are-
you have any rental properties? I was like, and I'll be like, well, I don't really specialize in renting right now, but let's see what you can get a pre-approved for. I mean, it's nothing for you to lose.
There's a lot of people that.
And then you can get it done first, and then maybe see what they can fix to be able to, instead of being like 30, 40 and being like, oh, I still can't get anything. Like, come on.
I think that a lot of people are having trouble with this credit.
Yes.
It's a lot of
That's what
educating
they
people.
wanna buy, but they're like, oh, my credit.
Get a credit person.
It's like one of the major things, that.
But the credit is easy to fix.
Do you have credit people
Huh?
that you recommend to help fix credit, or you use through the?
I use myself. It's easy. Yes. Ask always the lender to give you the credit report. If you want, we can put a class together how we can
Guide them?
read a credit report.
Do you go
And
on
how you can guide them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they know how to spend money.
Yeah, like I've been on Credit Karma and disputed my own things.
Yeah.
So-
Because if that's a problem, then you're helping them figure it out.
Yes.
And definitely will go with you for everything after
Yes.
that, right?
I have
'Cause
a
they will
lot of
trust you.
leads right now who have horrible FICO scores, and I'm like,
Yeah.
so I'm referring them to the lender to help nurture them and coach them on what to do to fix their credit, because lots of times people think, oh, I gotta pay down my credit card, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, and they're spinning their wheels,
Yeah, and
and
they
it's not necessary, but I'm not a lender, I'm
Yeah,
not
we
an
don't
expert in
know.
the field, so I
Yeah.
don't wanna give somebody ill advice
Mm.
and guide them in the wrong direction, so it's like, who do I turn to for something like that besides
I
the
have a
lender?
person who charges them money to fix their credit, and I can give you his information. However, with my clients, I always revise his credit first, and if I see I can help them, I give them the advice that they need. Like, I have this client that we are working fixing his credit. He has 3 credit cards to the max, and all the 3 credit cards are less than $2,000. So it's not that much money.
Yeah.
And but the thing is, the worst thing is he has 2 collections, a small collection for Edison and AT&T, less than $400.
Regular stuff.
So how I put to my clients this way is this: okay, you have 2 accounts that are giving you good points. He's paying on time, he's paying on time, he's paying on time, but you have another 2 that's saying he's not paying me, he's not paying me, he's not paying me. So this one pushed you 3 points, and this one pushed you 4 points every month.
Yeah.
So that's why your credit never go up. Even if you have 3 good credits and you have 2 bad credits, that's why you always are the same. So let's pay these collections try to negotiate for a delayed letter. If they don't give you the delayed letter, that's okay. Let's try to remove this condition. Once they start reporting that you own the money, and then the good account gonna start.
Yeah, like I tried to dispute
And
it myself.
if you lower your balance to less than 35%, you in FICO score gonna input at least 10 points on each one every month. If you keep that making payment. So if you are in 540s right now, most likely like in 3 months, you're gonna be ready to buy.
Do you just go on Credit Karma or?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just you just go on Credit Karma.
Normally, I don't use the Credit Karma FICO score. I ask them to talk to the lender, and then the lender run the credit and ask them for a report from the lender. So I use the lender
Because
report.
it's not accurate sometimes on
No,
Credit Karma.
Credit Karma is not accurate.
Yeah, so you need to get the report and then like, do you ever dispute with them? Because people like, when I talk to credit people, they're like, don't pay this, dispute it, because they want to get their money, you know, to dispute it. But I know how to dispute things. I tried doing it with a little Verizon collection because I was like, I don't want to pay $200. They wouldn't let it go. I had to pay it. I have a 730 credit score.
Es que the dispute is only valid.
You wanna
Okay.
buy a home?
Okay, the dispute is only valid when it's not your account. When you're gonna pay something that is not yours, dispute it. But if you admit that you own the money,
Yeah.
pay the money.
Yeah, like if it's fraudulent,
Okay,
say it's
I
fraudulent.
will say settle it for less. You own them 700 and try to settle it for $300.
Does school loans don't matter, right?
Hmm?
Do school loans matter or do they?
Federal loans don't forgive.
Yeah.
No, I know with paying it, but like as far as if you're trying to get a house and like you have maybe $18,000 in school loans.
As long as you are in on time, they're gonna use the payment against your income.
So if they're not making payments to a school loan, it will look bad. It will come up
It
with their
shows
debt.
up that they're like, yes. If they don't have like a, how do they call it when they are prorated?
Parade, yeah.
Uh-huh. If it's not prorated, and they have to make payments and they're missing those payments and they're reporting late, yes.
Have you heard of forbearance?
I hear that, but I never see one.
Yeah, like there's people that tell me like it's in forbearance. They're saying that they can't pay it and they're waiting because it's like there's a 30-year period. So like you can wait.
I hear that during Obama, he created a program to forgive the student loans for people who qualify for them, and you got a lot. They was calling me, they don't have any student loan in me.
Yeah, you do.
I get a lot of that.
Uh-huh.
I'm calling about your student loan, click. I don't have a student loan.
There's people that tell me the
Oh,
student
yeah, I
loan
know,
doesn't
huh?
matter, and then there's people
Yeah,
that
they
tell me
keep
it
on
does
sending me
matter.
things too about a student loan. I don't even have a student
I
loan.
think it's the
They
amount
calling me for the solars too. Say,
Yes.
are you renting it?
Yeah. I don't know it, sorry.
Yeah.
Thanks.
That's cool though that you use Credit Karma because I did it myself. I actually disputed one that I won with AT&T. They were like, they didn't have the info on it. But now they're doing with loans, like my friend got a loan, they make you record. Like, I'm getting this loan because people dispute it, like the credit people, you know, you pay them and they'll dispute it. They have, when they sell the collections to other companies, they don't have your info. So you can dispute it, but there's some like Verizon, they were not letting go, like, and it was $200.
No,
I paid it.
Verizon and which is the other company? AT&T.
AT&T let me go because they did something wrong, but yeah, they usually don't. Like Sprint, all those other ones, they'll be like, whatever.
Uh-huh.
They'll take it off.
Gloria.
But yeah, just go on Credit Karma is
So
free.
when you want, we can put a time to like just really know how to read a credit report.
Yeah, because you know about that stuff a lot, and like
Yeah.
learning more about
That
the
would
loan
be good to
process.
learn.
Yes.
Yes.
That way you can give it better advice, and that way you can get the trust from your clients, and they see you as an expert.
So you're gonna give a class on that?
We can put it together.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're gonna talk to them to put it on the schedule, or we
Yeah,
just do
I
it,
can
or what,
talk. I
yeah.
can talk to.
Yeah, because that would be really beneficial,
Yes.
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, because nowadays I think we're finding a lot of people that want to buy, but they tell you, I can't, I do wanna buy, but my credit is bad.
Yeah, no, let's see what we can do, let's go sit down with Chris.
Yeah.
And you can reach out to your clients that has teenagers, like between 18 to 19, that is time for them to build their credit and to teach them how to really start building their credit in the proper
Get a
way.
credit card.
With this client, we have a lot of good experience. His name is Juvenal. He got his documentation on his social security finally, and he didn't have a credit, not zero. So they say, okay, you're gonna go open 3 accounts, 2 revolvings and 1 installment. because it has to have a combination of accounts, not just revolving, not just credit cards, but fixed payments that we call it installments, when you always do the same payment